No portion of this program may be reproduced without the express written permission
See you around the locker room, Joe.
BZ Broadcast Group, Incorporated.
The biggest names, the best talent.
Now, are you feeding me like a low level for some strange reason, or am I going dead?
Feeding you at all.
I beg your pardon?
Your own job.
Sports Radio 560 WQAM.
Yeah, we'll touch it.
Fort Lauderdale.
Crank it up.
What's it like around Sioux City? It's your big bad caucus day. Elect your choices by committee. We are screwed, 'cause we are stuck with who you choose. Who the hell are you? Hey there, Iowa, is it Obama or John Edwards, Biden, Dodd, or even Hillary? Give Ron Paul another listen, you decide. Huckabee, McCain, or that Romney guy. Giuliani is high. Oh, you choose for your country. Oh, the presidency. Oh, take your caucus, please. Oh, and stick it till you bleed. Oh, you don't speak for me.
Well, whatever. It's 10:02 at 560 WQAM. What's the story today? It's Thursday?
Yeah.
Well, that means we got our fitty-fitty thing today with Joey the
Right
Baker.
on, and some food.
Or as JB says on that horrible halftime show, Shannon! Shannon!
What?
You wouldn't understand.
Is that a Michael Jackson thing?
Shannon!
Is that like Shimon?
Yeah, it's like Shamon. It's very similar, I would think.
I
Probably
see.
related. Anyway, here's what the deal is on the poll about the polls. 1091. We got almost 1,100 votes. Our goal is 1,100, right, Chris?
Yes, sir.
Now, what did we do yesterday? Boy, we got a lot of votes on the poll. Somebody might actually be listening, including some people who pretend that they're not. But that's okay, because we don't really care. At all.
No.
We don't care. What's your take on these polls? I enjoy them. 533. How do you like that for all you naysayers out there? Oh, gee, polls are boring. Wait, that's one guy that we lost, I'm sure. The poll building is boring guy. Remember him?
Yeah.
Whisperer?
Mm-hmm.
Poll building is boring. Remember? Maybe he croaked. Maybe somebody killed his ugly ass. I enjoy them, 533. They're okay, 324. So you put those two together, and you got almost 80%. What's not to like? Who cares? 150. So now you're way over 90%. And then, of course, you've got your malcontents. Get rid of them, 60. Get rid of them, which is kind of like, retire! Retire! No, I'm not going to retire. I'm not going to get rid of the poll. How do you like that? Up yours. Your mama. And I hate them, 24. That's really 2%. Hate the poll. The Poles. And the Czechs. And the Germans. The Democrats' 2004 presidential nominee, John Kerry. Remember those grotesque sounds he used to make? Is endorsing Barack Obama, a person close to Kerry says, and NBC News has confirmed that report. He's going to be announcing the endorsement this afternoon in South Carolina. All right, nothing could be finer than to endorse Obama in South Carolina. And you people out there, you Hillary people that want to like use, go ahead, call in and spew your crap if you want. Just like that Mary on the MySpace thing, if you really want to try to convince me to support Hillary Clinton, you're farting into a gigantic tornado, not just a windstorm, into a tornado, into a tsunami. It ain't going to happen. You're entitled. If you like her, go ahead, vote for her, send her money, kissy, well, whatever. Sit around, have a crying match with her, whatever you like to do. I don't like her. I didn't like her before. I don't like her now. If she wins the nomination, of course I'll vote for her. Am I going to vote for some Nazi? Of course not. Like that guy that called yesterday pretending that he hadn't made up his mind yet.
Right.
The whole call was a sales pitch for Hillary, Well, she's met all these world leaders. Yeah.
And so she had tea with him?
Is there anyone who would suggest that Laura Bush is qualified to be president because she's married to this goofball? No. Or that Jackie Kennedy would have made a great president, or that Lady Bird Johnson should have been elected, or Pat Nixon, God forbid, or Mamie Eisenhower, or Eleanor Roosevelt. Although, she would have been our first bulldog president, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Eleanor. My husband said. That's all she ever said was, my husband said. But nevertheless, she's dead. WQAM, hello. Oh, there's our bongo man. All right. That's a reminder to promote the Jerk Show coming up at 2 this afternoon, the Jason Jerk Show, which George is a big fan of, by the way. He said it was great.
I would listen to it if they talked about anything else.
Really?
Anything at all.
Even with the bongos in the back?
With bongos, they could have saxophones, they could have the nastiest jazz playing all the time, and I would say...
Nasty jazz.
Yeah.
So we got the Jazz Jack Show at 2 this afternoon. He's cool, man. If you don't believe me, just ask him. He's as cool as an elephant's fart. Then you got Mad Dog, 4 to 7. It's Thursday, so we got that hurricane crap, hurricane droppings. Hurricane hotline at the HOF room at UM, 7 to 9. Well, what's HOF?
The Hall of Fame
room? Let me say it again. Hall of Fame room?
Oh, I said it at the same time as you. Yes, I said Hall of Fame.
Dolphins All Access, the high school gridiron report 9 to 10. I guarantee you that gets a gigantic tune-in audience. You could put him in a phone booth, and then the Beast 10 to midnight. You couldn't put him in a phone booth because he wouldn't fit, but nevertheless. And he's just, I don't know, biding his time, I guess. Have we got any more update about that guy, that Amendola guy from Kansas City who claims that he hasn't signed the deal yet, but he's been talking to them, and he got canned out there, and he needs a gig, and bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-bop, and nobody wants to work for like 50 cents an hour, but you can only imagine the kind of money they're offering to do 9 to midnight. How much is he going to have to pay them, you think?
Cute.
But we don't want to get into that, because we got some good things working in the wings, baby. The smell of freedom is in the air. Oh, God. If you had any idea how badly, what do you do? This jock-sniffing fraternity that we got here would be nice to be on a radio station where they talk about anything other than ball games and guys who wear jock straps and who's got the biggest biceps and who's sticking the needle in there more often, stuff like that. Oh, my God. Would that be great?
It would be.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, Jason Jackson here. I was wondering.
WQAM, hello.
Neil, this is just to all those people who voted that they hate the polls. If you hate the polls so much, why are you voting on them?
Excellent question, sir. Excellent question.
No, we know the answer.
You want to know why? Just like the people that sent faxes, we hate you and we don't listen to you ever again. Get some help. That's all I would suggest to you, okay? Get a life, get some help. And we don't really care, okay? I mean, if you want to, if your life is that devoid of anything that you're going to take time to make a call or send us a fax or email, oh, we don't like you anymore and you suck. Well, that's not a comment on me or the show. It's a comment on you. It's a comment that...
I have no line.
Like that. WQAM, hello.
Oh.
QAM, hello. There's Mike Huckabee. Pound.
How you doing, Neil?
Yes, sir. Turn that radio off, sir. Turn it off.
All right.
Okay. What do you got?
There it goes.
That's what he's got. QAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Back to you. It's a little after that.
Did you read that story this week about the Dutch tolerance fading away, etc., about the red light districts and the coffee shops?
Did I read it? No.
Oh, okay. I was going to send you over
Where did you see it? Where did you see that?
I was a whole article in the Sunday Herald.
Well, who didn't want to read that?
Getting rid of the coffee shops and the...
Well, you know something? I was just there last month, and I didn't see any closed coffee shops or any fewer hookers. I didn't see anything different than I've ever seen before. It looked like the same place to me.
Well, I come from the east part of the country, and my city is completely cleaned up, and I'm sure they're going one by one. It's going to be like a police state, just like here.
Well, won't that be thrilling, huh? That'll be the end of tourism there. Who the hell wants to go there for that crappy food, you know?
No, you got to go to Europe. That's the place to go.
Amen.
Anyway, have a good New Year and stay on, please, okay?
Okay, totsiens.
Doei, groetjes.
Oh, Dewey B. Truman, not. Look at that, we got 1,112 votes on the poll. Now we can go home. I can go back to bed. I can take me a nice nap to get ready for our transition.
Our what?
Our transition.
Are we
to radio?
Oh.
Yeah, I think we're moving on to radio.
Hey, it's always been my dream.
Jolly Joe Bell, what I said before goes for you, too, okay? Don't waste people's time, including Norma Kent, even if it's only 30 seconds. We don't know from you, okay? We don't want to just leave us alone. WQAM, hello. QAM, hola.
Leave Hillary alone.
WQAM, hello.
My name's Joe.
Okay, now there it was, Joe. That was it. Solamente uno. So tanto uno, okay, schmuck? Every day we got to hear from this guy and that's his shtick. That's all he ever says, which is fine, you know. But yesterday, twice. And you want to know why?
I have no life.
No. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, I'm on a mobile.
Yeah.
Listen,
well, congratulations.
I was listening to Footy the other day. He was saying how Swillery got to him. He saw a human side of her that he hadn't seen when she started crying the other day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's squirt a few for Footy.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
He's kicking ass over there at 6'10". Oh!
Yeah. Yeah, his own. He's kicking old ass. In fact, don't make Duff come in and start ripping him on the ear. He got emotionally started crying a week or two ago when he came in. Remember that? 2 days in a row he came in with just ripping Footy an ass that he so richly deserves. He said he's never heard anything so bad in his life. 11:20 on the poll. What's 11:20 on the dial? I have no idea. KMOX? I don't know. That's so many years, so long gone since those great 50,000-watt powerhouse channels used to like pour into your radio at night. KDKA and WBZ and KMOX and WHO, who and what, and like that. WHAM in Rochester, nobody wants to hear that. Whoa in Fort Wayne, whoa. Remember whoa? WOWO? No, you don't. Well, that's because it's way before your time. Back when radio was exciting and there were like personalities, WBZ had all those.
I remember that when I was a kid down here.
What?
We had cutting edge radio down here, setting the world on fire.
About cutting edge, why has it got to be cutting edge?
Doesn't have
personalities, man. People that the audience knew, people that they wanted to listen to. Something besides just cookie cutter crap. And give me the ball. I'm going to tell you, if there's a worse format than all sports, I haven't heard it. Even Gloves 94 I would listen to first.
Right.
And I would die before I listened to that. What?
That's what I was saying. I would listen to the Jason Jackson show if they were talking about any other thing.
Jason Jackson show. That's your improvement from Jerks Jacks, whatever you've been calling him. You got some nerve, man.
I know.
12 minutes after 10 at 560 WQAM.
Yo, man, what's up with your fakata mishpah?
No, don't barf in my car. No, don't barf in my car. I wonder if we take a ride, are you gonna get car sick, baby? And if you're sitting next to me, will you hurl in my lap, baby?
Better take it easy. I'm getting queasy. That last buck really shook me. I'm about to toss my cookies. Don't get stuck behind that truck now, or you gonna see me up jump now. It's coming, baby, can't stop it.
Why can't you wait?
Gonna need new format.
I guess I should have left you home, 'cause there's a smell in my car, baby. A smell, baby. Next time you can take the bus and off on the driver, baby. No, don't pop in my car.
Yes.
10:17 at 560 WQAM. Happy Thursday to you. The 10th of January. It's a big anniversary today for me and two of our MySpace correspondents, the Professor and Brandon. Did you know that?
I did not.
1 year anniversary from the first time they darkened my door. I mean, I heard from them. Mm-hmm. They heard from me.
All right.
How sweet.
Isn't that sweet? Let's have a big party. Light a candle. Get a cupcake and let's light a candle. You can
I got a candle.
With your great Italian cuisine later.
All right.
Your friend Puerto Rican Ralph, which I'm sure you already read this, and I would hasten to agree with him.
Friend is a little presumptuous there.
What?
Friend is a little presumptuous.
Your close person, well, that's because he's Puerto Rican.
No, it's because we've never hung out. But
it's a good thing he's not Mexican. You wouldn't have even sent me the facts.
That's not true.
That is true. You hate Mexicans and Ricans, man.
I
all you
don't.
Hispanics, man.
Don't.
It's like the same with the every group.
I don't. I'm just not one.
Like the Orthodox and the Conservative and all the Jews and the Christians, they all hate each other. Anyway, your good friend, Puerto Rican Ralph, says, I've been a long-time listener of your show. No kidding. And let me tell you, can't wait for the numbers to come out on the Jason Jackson show. This is the worst show ever, he says. I would say you are...
Absolutely correct, sir.
I thought that the Kenny and Bo Morning Show reached a new level of mediocrity that we could never possibly duplicate. But, you know something? By comparison, it's just... I don't get it. His whole concept of doing a radio show is just alien to me. It's alien. It says, I have to turn on the iPod for 2 hours because he's just bad. You thought the Whammy Show was bad, but this is the worst. Oh, the Whammy Show, it was bad, all right. Not because of me or because of George.
Whammy! God, it sucks.
But because of their insistence on butchering it up, and you couldn't hear the audio, and then they would put on calls that didn't go... It was the worst put-together piece of garbage. It was almost as though they wanted to make me look like a clown, like a fool, like an idiot. And they did. And who cares, you know?
Right.
Small potatoes. And plus we had all those idiots in our way all the time. Remember that Fat Joe that used to hang around and eat all the food?
Yeah.
Fat Joe. His claim to fame was he was fat and he ate all the free food. Big deal. We got a lot of those people, Chris, over the years.
But he lent me his bong.
Like Mo said, there's a lot of fat producers, you know. So you better watch your back, Zach, before you start talking smack about the Jack show. Now, what did he say the other day when he was all bent out of shape?
Zach?
Yeah, about
I'm
Jack.
done with him. Somebody needs to tell him that I'm done with him.
Well, you know something, Zach? Let me put it to you this way. We like you on this show. I think he's a good guy, and the audience likes those couple of days he filled in for...
He's a slap-happy pappy, man. He's a happy-go-lucky guy.
But he didn't get along with another great broadcaster.
Well,
if he doesn't get along with Jack's, maybe it's he ought to look in the mirror.
I don't think Zach is the problem, no.
Oh. Well, I'm just saying. I'm trying to give the other people the benefit of the doubt.
I think he's just trying to start something.
Yeah, that's right. Just try to stir it up, as Joe likes to say. Joe Rose always. And back on the first team, they say, "Oh, you like to stir it up." Hey, ask next time you see Joe in the hallway. By the way, be sure and ask him how Chippy's doing. Hey, Chippy. One good thing about Joe, he don't have no chippy on the shoulder. Although he should have after having gotten screwed over on this station twice and then gotten screwed over across the street. What day is Joel Feinberg pulling the plug on that abortion across the street?
I don't know.
And a week from today is the ratings. Oh, baby, I'm smelling some bonus money, man. I can smell it.
Is that what you smell?
Either that or Joe, Jolly Joe just cut another big one. So here's a little more on it. It says developing, so there'll be more on this. I mean, all we got to do is say, Kerry's going to endorse Barack Obama this afternoon. Do you think that's going to have any? Well, it can't hurt. Because Kerry actually won the election in 2004, but didn't have the cojones to challenge the Ohio count, which, of course, everybody knows was totally fraudulent, and a bunch of people went to jail. But nevertheless, Barack Obama has won the presidential endorsement of Senator John Kerry, the Democrats' 2004 nominee, who allegedly lost to George W. Bush, our dictator. Kerry, senator from Massachusetts, plans to announce his support this afternoon at a rally to the College of Charleston, said a Democrat familiar with Kerry's decision. The 2004 nominee will argue that Obama can best unite the country and has the potential to create transformational change, the person said. The news may come as a surprise to former Senator John Edwards, Kerry's running mate in the ill-fated 2004 race. You think about it from that angle. Edwards is languishing in third place behind Obama and Swillery, but may do better in southern states, it says. And John Kerry knows that John Edwards don't have a chance. And probably that John Edwards cost him the election because he was such a yahoo. If he would have had like a fireball as his running mate, like Jew Lieberman, or somebody like that who dragged Al Gore down and made sure that he didn't win. And the media doesn't touch these things, man, with an 80-foot pole. Nobody in the mainstream media ever said one word about all the Farbissen, all of the bigots. They're talking now about racism when it comes to Obama and people that won't vote for him because he's black. But nobody wanted to talk about the fact that a lot of folks didn't vote for Al Gore because his running mate was Jewish. And not just Jewish, but Orthodox, Farbissen, man. And you know how the goyim are when they come up against some Farbissen, a Jew or like that, or Muslim. They get really bent out of shape. They start doing a dance in their pants.
What I'm wondering with Obama is, if he makes it all the way and he gets elected to president and stuff like that, how long before someone tries to...
Now, didn't I mention this the other day? Let's not start speculating with that, okay? He's got plenty of Secret Service. He's got plenty of protection there. Stay inside a lot. That's my suggestion. Of course, everybody with a half a brain has been wondering that, worrying about that, and thinking about that. But, he's got lots to see. Although he likes to, touch the flesh. When you're running for president, you got to go out there and squeeze the babies and squeeze the boobies and whatever he's squeezing, Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then again, if you want the...
Yay.
Now, where did George disappear to?
I was talking into off mic.
Yeah, he just forgot to put it back on.
You know how that goes.
In other words, they fixed the switch here, but they are fixing it.
Yeah, I never know when I'm on or not, so every once in a while I talk into a dead mic.
Whatever you were saying, it must have been very important, but we didn't hear it.
That's right. It was funny. It was hysterical. It was the best line ever.
It was super witty.
Yeah.
Governor Bill Richardson of New Mexico is pulling out of the presidential race after coming in fourth in both New Hampshire and Iowa. He made the decision after returning to New Mexico yesterday, meeting with his top advisors. He's expected to make an announcement today. Bill Richardson's dropping out. And, of course, you wonder now who's going to get his votes. His withdrawal removes a candidate who had a hard-edged message of immediate troop withdrawal from Iraq, but tempered it with humorous TV ads that emphasized his wide-ranging credentials in a clever and effective way. In New Hampshire, he got less than 5% of the vote on Tuesday. But you know something? If Obama would have gotten that less than 5%, he'd have beat her ass. In Iowa last Thursday, he came in with 2% of the caucus vote, despite having spent weeks campaigning in the state and flooding the airwaves with a series of commercials that portrayed him as a job seeker in front of a board interviewer, unimpressed with his extensive resume. For a while, he was in double-digit territory in Iowa, but that lead diminished as the campaigns of Barack Obama and Swillery gained strength. It's unclear whether Richardson supporters will gravitate to Mr. Obama or Mrs. Clinton. Mrs. Clinton. Mr. Richardson was the lone Democrat to rise to Mrs. Clinton's defense as she was seen to be criticized by other candidates in an early Democratic debate. Oh, well, they're picking on Hillary. They're picking on the woman. All the guys are getting, well. I mean, so childish. We got this crazy, all these people died in Iraq for no reason. We got the president and vice president, both of whom ought to be impeached, and we're worried about whether they're picking on Hillary and did she squirt a few tears. This is the kind of superficial horse crap that the media and the American public gravitate to. And if you don't believe me about that, let me give you one audio piece of pure evidence, okay? There you go. With the directional microphone that ABC didn't want to tell anybody about, so they made him look like a crazy person. That's all they got to do is take one little thing like Swillery squirting a couple of tears and show it 80 million times. And by the way, Keith Olbermann, Mr. Progressive, Mr. Liberal, Mr. Democrat, Mr. Bush Basher, you sure didn't do any service yourself by showing it 50,000 times on air. I guess they thought that was going to hurt her. You know, it was going to make her look a little bit too like a weepy woman, you know. And guess what? Surprise! The women liked it. Are you still talking into a dead mic or what?
No, I'm right here.
Okay. Well, I don't know. This makes it a little
more
challenging.
I'll play some jazz music so that you know that I'm here. How's that?
No, I don't want to hear no jazz music.
Play some drums stuff in the background.
No, I don't want to hear no bongos. I don't want to hear no jazz music. I don't want to hear no Jazz McKay. See ya, buddy. See ya. He was really something. He had his whole life in a...
he wasn't just something. He was something else.
Yeah. A man who believed he bore the mark of the beast used a circular saw to cut off his own hand. Then he cooked it in the microwave and called 911.
All right.
The man in his mid-20s was calm when Kootenai County Sheriff's deputies arrived Saturday.
It's pronounced Kootenai.
Kootenai. Oh, that's in Idaho.
Yes.
Kootenai. Well, how the hell would I know that? I've never been to Idaho.
Why not?
Because who the hell wants to go there in this northern Idaho town? He was in protective custody in the mental health unit of Kootenai Medical Center. It had been somewhat cooked by the time the deputy arrived, said Captain... well, wait a minute. Said Captain Ben Wolfinger. He put a tourniquet on his arm before so he didn't bleed to death. That kind of mental illness is just sad. It wasn't immediately clear whether the man's got a history of mental illness. He ought to be in radio. Or at least he ought to be working with Jolly Joe.
I knew a guy named
Hospital spokeswoman Lisa Johnson wouldn't say whether the attempt was made to reattach the hand, citing patient confidentiality. The book of Revelation in the New Testament contains a passage in which an angel is quoted as saying, if anyone worships the beast and his image and receives his mark on the forehead or on the hand, he too will drink the wine of God's fury. I never drink wine. The book of Matthew also contains the passage, and if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. It's better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to go to hell. Wolfinger said he didn't know which hand was amputated. Wolfinger.
I see.
Oh, my God. I wonder if it was a cold finger.
Or a bad finger.
11:55 on the poll, man. The votes are pouring in on the poll about polls. And I think Brandon had a good idea for a poll. What's your best... And these are two polls, actually, with the best type of poll Neil takes and the worst ones. Like movies, TV, politics, celebrities, music, food, South Florida, radio, sports, all of these things.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
Take a blow.
Radomski shot me up with Roy's last night.
Rectum.
30 cc's in my left cheek.
Rectum.
And it's gonna keep me on a winning streak. My muscles bulge so much, can't get enough. I've got a giant head and such a tiny protective cup. And I'm gonna have to find someone to blame if I'm gonna make it to the Hall of Fame. It looks like Barry Bonds is not alone.
Can you say angry and a liar and head bigger than some of the planets? That's Roger. Roger the Dodger. The rocket. It's the rocket, yeah. The pocket rocket and the rocket, and stick it in your socket. 10:33 at 560 WQAM. Gail Collins in the New York Times got a really great op-ed piece. It's called Hillary's Free Pass. I think you'll like it.
All right.
Whatever your politics, people, you have to admit this is one great presidential race. What next? Fred Thompson takes Florida on a sympathy vote from retirees. They like a leader who's really, really rested. John Edwards finds a new emotion for South Carolina. Anger is so cold weather. I don't think anyone can top Mike Gravel's speech to the New Hampshire high school students when he told them to avoid alcohol and stick with marijuana. But really, we're ready for anything. If you're a fan of democracy, Hillary Clinton's primary victory this week has to be a good thing. You don't want the whole election decided on the basis of a strange ritual in Iowa that resembles Red Rover with votes, along with the considered opinion of a small state full of idiosyncratic New Englanders. We want a turn. South Dakota wants a turn. The Democratic contest is extremely unusual for an American election in that it contains more than one viable option. Barack Obama turns out to have a positive genius for making moderation sound exciting and is perhaps the only politician in American history who can get a crowd all worked up with a call to politeness. We can disagree without being disagreeable, he said in his New Hampshire farewell, drawing a roar of approval. In a country where the spoils go to the loudest shrieker, this is absolutely revolutionary and very important. Most Americans want a moderate government, but nobody's ever before been able to make moderate seem interesting, let alone sexy. Remember Joseph Lieberman? On the other side, there's the new Hillary Clinton, who bears a distinct resemblance to the old Hillary Clinton. Over the last week, I listened to you, and in the process, I found my own voice, she told her victory party Tuesday night. She then went on to give an extremely boring speech that began, "This campaign is about people." Clinton actually seems most genuine when she's being dull. She's gone back to talking about policy with voters. That's just the way she saved her first Senate campaign, by disappearing into the depths of upstate New York for an endless listening tour that drove reporters mad with tedium, but seemed to make the citizens very happy. Finding common ground and working to make change has been the cause of my life, she told a Hampton, New Hampshire crowd lifting Obama's theme. She's a shameless borrower of other candidates' good stuff. She even cribbed Barack's signature fired up line on occasion, and it's probably only a matter of time before she announces the sudden discovery of long-lost Kenyan relatives. But when she started answering questions, she got very Hillary, talking about carbon neutrality and HMO payments and procurement reform, ticking off her 5-point plans and 3-part explanations. The large crowd, which had been standing in a high school gym for nearly 2 hours before she arrived, seemed to enjoy it. Her bond with the people isn't a passionate one, but when it works, it's a genuine connection that starts with the belief that she will work really, really hard on their behalf. Everybody's going to have a story about why the gender gap erupted in New Hampshire, why female voters rallied to Hillary's side after the horrendous week when she lost Iowa, was cornered in the weekend debate, told that she was unlikable on national TV, and then teared up when a sympathetic voter asked her how she held up under it all. Do women Obama's age look at him and see the popular boy who never talked to them in high school? Do they relate to Clinton's strategy of constantly reminding her audience that she's been working for reform for 35 years? Barack's not going to be able to top that unless he can prove he was an agent of change in elementary school. My own favorite theory is that this week Hillary was a stand-in for every woman who's overdosed on multitasking. They grabbed at the opportunity to have kids, go back to school, start a business, become a lawyer, but there are days when they can't meet everybody's needs, and the men in their lives, loved ones and otherwise, make them feel like failures or towers of self-involvement. Clinton's failed attempt to suck it up hit home. The women whose heart went out to Hillary knew that it wasn't rational. She asked for this race, and if she was exhausted, the other candidates were too. John McCain is 71 and tired, and nobody felt sorry for him. The frontrunner always gets ganged up on in debates. If her campaign was in shambles, it was her job to fix it or take the consequences. But for one moment, women knew just how Hillary felt, and they gave her a sympathy vote. It wasn't a long-term commitment, just a brief strike by the sisters against their overscheduled world. Or it just could have been a better get-out-the-vote operation. That's what Gail Collins says in the New York Times. That's her take. Everybody's got a take, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody's got to take a Joyce. And some of us have to read Joyce like this morning. That was outstanding. Uh-oh, don't do that. Now, don't click that thing on there, Neil. You're not going to... 1171 on the poll about polls, and overwhelmingly, they like them, okay? Except for just a few malcontents who don't like anything. WQAM, hello.
2 things. Quit reading to me.
Mm-hmm. WQAM, hello.
I'm so proud of all the penises you've put in your body.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
I'll give you my take on Hillary.
Yeah.
I don't think she realizes a lot of people out here that are just, they can't stand the thought of like Bush Clinton. The 2 families controlled the country for 35 years.
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
And I think she's underestimating that. And if she supposedly worked for reform for 35 years, things are getting worse and worse. So where's the reform?
Yeah.
You know,
He's just another establishment shill.
You know, just you were talking about radio earlier. I remember
I remember that.
When I was growing up in Connecticut, I used to listen to the Penguin games on KDKA at night.
Right.
And I used to listen to WoWo. They used the Fort Wayne Comets from Connecticut.
That's
and they used to come in clear as a bell.
That is right.
Those were the days, you know.
1190.
Yep. I loved it. Robbie Irons was the goaltender, I remember.
Okay, have a great day. The goaltender for the Fort Wayne Comets. All right. Woo! Now we're getting really sports intensive. Clarence is going to be pleased with that. Of course, if he ever shows up again, now to get his issues at home resolved.
I guess he's
here. Is he there today?
Yeah, he's running.
Oh, he is there. Well, that's good. Because, you know, we can't continue without Clarence around. WQAM, hello.
I meant to do that.
WQAM, hello.
Speaking of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
WQAM, hello. You know, the best part of it, that was a real call.
I know.
WQAM, hello. QAM. WQAM, hello.
It's the voting machine, stupid.
WQAM, hello.
No, it puts Obama in.
WQAM, hello.
Peter Brown, sports hole.
Okay, now you notice it's almost like a lineup. It's like you see at the during these primaries where everybody's lined up to meet the candidates and meet and greet. And we got them lined up.
Right.
This is great, like an assembly line of crazy people. Excellent. I like it. 11:75. I like it today. You know, maybe tomorrow I won't like it. In fact, that's something you probably should ask.
You like it?
11:75 on the poll. What's your take on the polls? I enjoy them. 569. Almost half the audience enjoys them. They're okay. 363. There's another 30% right there.
About 30, man.
So that's almost 80%. Who cares? 164. Another 14%. But get rid of them, 62, and I hate them, 27. How can you hate the poll? And like the caller said, how can you hate them and be voting on them? That's the most interesting part. It's like people who hate the show, but guess what? They're listening. They got it turned up real loud, man. They're listening.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
Decriminalize pot in Florida.
560 WQAM, your sports hope-worshipping weirdo homo headquarters, where sports is the only thing that matters. Yes, where sports matters more than anything in life. Sports means more to us than the health of our children. Most of us are gay, so we don't have any children. Even our lovers and friends, those of us lucky enough to have any. Sports matters more than they do. Our Sports Matters management, who says we're heading in the right direction, just like Captain Smith said on the Titanic, indifferently presents another train wreck of unairable garbage. The Jason Jennifer Sheila Jackson Lee Show.
Or you could call me Jackson, or you could call me Jason, but you doesn't have to call me JJ.
Right here in Miami.
It's O'Connor, right here in Miami. Yeah.
The Jason Jennifer Sheila Jackson Lee Show.
Welcome to the Jason Jackson Jennifer Lee Show. Sports. What show we got for you? You give us a call at WQAM 560. We've been taking a lot of heat for those little drums. And speaking of heat, a little bit we'll be talking about the heat. A little bit of a segue there. Not bad, see? I'm learning. For some people, it takes over 30 years to get it down, but when I look up from the program director's waist, I can tell by the smile on his face that I got this time slot. Anyways, in a little bit, we'll be joined by self-proclaimed superstar sports writers Menashe Skolnick, Evan Cohen, and Dolphin team Rabbi Shecky Mermelstein. We'll get back to our guests in just a little bit after we figure out how to make an entry on this piece of paper. What is this called? Call it a what? A log. There's a time at my desk, I guess it's for the commercials. It's time for the commercials. A break. Yeah, that's it. Just a little bit.
Yeah, they're going to be dropping some big logs on that show, make no mistake about it. 1047, speaking of dropping logs,
Yes.
And they must ensure...
Oh,
There he is. There's your fearless leader with that same deer-in-the-headlights look on his ugly puss. Oh, my God. Like, he was just over there in the Middle East talking up a bunch of crap. There's going to be peace in our hand. That's what Kissinger told us. Peace in our hand. Speaking of logs. Guess who died?
Who died?
Somebody we never heard of. I never did. Johnny Grant.
Who?
The avuncular honorary mayor of Hollywood who traveled the world
What
as
word did you say?
Avuncular. Traveled the world as Tinseltown's number
Wait a
one...
minute.
I said it right, though.
You can't just go past... I've never heard that word in my life.
Yes, you have.
I have heard a few. I've never heard that one. What the hell does that mean?
It's just like a...
What? You don't even know.
Avuncular. It's just a word for a goofball.
Yeah, you don't know. I got to look it up now.
Google it.
I mean, yeah.
Look it up. Avuncular. Avuncular. At least I know how to say it, as opposed to harbinger.
Right.
Actually, the only reason I mispronounced that word is because there was another word. That was Maureen Dowd again, sticking me with words. There was another word like 3 words later that she had in there that I was petrified I was going to...
You were so off. See, I didn't have a clue, and neither do you. At least I admit it. Of or relating to an uncle.
Yeah.
Suggestive of an uncle, especially in kindness or geniality.
Yeah, like I said, like an old backslapper, like Jolly Joe, like that, only not a backstabber. A backslapper, not a stabber. Johnny Grant, the avuncular honorary mayor of Hollywood, who traveled the world as Tinseltown's number one cheerleader for more than a half-century, died. He was 84. And then, of course, we're supposed to play...
He died?
Yeah. Grant died just before 7 o'clock last night, apparently of natural causes, said Officer Jason Lee. Grant was found dead on a bed in the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. Dead on a bed, he said. And his face was kind of...
Yeah, wait a minute.
Pale.
Avuncular.
Grant was... Now, where did that come from?
Avuncular.
Is that one of those talking dictionary things?
You know it.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wow. No, seriously, what is that from?
Avuncular.
It's from Merriam-Webster pronunciation online.
I didn't know you could do that. That's really fancy.
Avuncular.
Okay, that's enough. Don't keep saying that. It might be something dirty for all we know.
What'd you say?
Grant was perhaps known as the jolly host alongside more than 500 celebrities he inducted in the Hollywood Hawk of Fame. He has his own star at 6915 Hollywood Boulevard. The lifelong bachelor lived in a 14th-floor suite at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. Grant's mission in life was bringing the Tinseltown story to everybody. He hosted red carpet Oscar arrivals at the Walk of Fame festivities, appeared in bit parts in movies, and produced Hollywood's annual Christmas parade. I feel I've been the luckiest guy in the world, he often said. It's been a pretty good ride. Oh. Anna Martinez Holler, a spokeswoman for the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce who worked with Grant for 20 years, said he had several recent health problems, including a broken bone in his back. I had lunch with him today. We had omelets together, and he said he wasn't feeling good now. We had omelets together. What kind of a moron has to tell us what they had for lunch, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I saw him walk away after lunch, and that was the last time I saw him. Hollywood won't be the same without him. Oh, and this goes on forever. He did radio interviews in the lobby of Ciro's on Sunset Boulevard. He did Lucky Strike cigarette commercials on the Jack Benny Show on radio. Interviews at the Ham and Edgar restaurant at the corner of Hollywood Boulevard and Vine Street. In 1951, he made his first overseas trip to entertain the troops. He also worked for Gene Autry at radio station KMPC. As host of the Freeway Club from 1951 to 1959 and the Spigot Club, become one of the nation's first DJs to mix regular traffic reports between playing records and interviewing celebrities. Wow. He was honorary mayor of Hollywood, he was this, he was that, and he's dead. His biggest flub, according to him, was when he introduced Joan Rivers to the cheering crowd she was inducted into the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and he introduced her by saying, "Here she is, Miss Joan Collins." Rivers shook it off, telling the host she had been called much worse. During his 84th birthday last May, Grant said all of his accomplishments in Hollywood he was most proud of 3 things: the Hollywood sign, the Walk of Fame, and the Hollywood postmark. We're not supposed to have one because we're not our own city, he said, but I got it. He got a Hollywood... Isn't that exciting? Nah, now he's dead. Well,
so do we have to call you Avuncular Neil?
I beg your pardon?
We have to call you Avuncular Neil?
Avuncular Neil, yeah,
instead of Uncle Neil. Actually, it comes from the word avunculus.
WQAM, hello.
How do you like that?
I pick up toilet paper off restroom floors.
WQAM, hello. QAM, hello. Ileana gracing the Neil Rogers Show. Even she calls in every once in a while to tell us about her good friend Jose Canseco, Rafi Palmero, all those other guys who lie to Congress. But she's very proud of them because they're Cuban. You know, if Cubans do steroids, it's okay, according to Ileana, you know. We want Ileana back. We want Ileana. Not that she's a one-note Johnny. She's just a one-note Ileana. I wonder if her husband's face still looks like that. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless line. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello?
You're not a bunker, but you definitely are casuistic.
Yeah.
Big words, baby. I like those Jewy words you say. Say some of them for me today.
Coxelhois.
Yeah, do it.
WQAM, hello. That wasn't saying a Jewish word. That was a directive, okay, which I don't think you understood that. That was a suggestion. These are going to be good today, man. Look at the enthusiasm of this audience. Not that there's anybody with anything to say, but we don't expect that anymore. That's been years since we expected that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been quite a while since we've seen an outpouring. I just barely even ever gave the number. Am I right?
Yep.
We got them lined up like on an assembly line, like Lucy. Remember
those people have us on speed dial. What are you
cookies?
talking?
Was it cookies or candy that was coming on the conveyor belt? Well, it was bonbons?
That's right.
And she and Ethel were just shoveling them down their puss. WQAM, hello.
Raul Martinez, God.
Oh, that must have been Humper doing a voice. WQAM, hello. QAM, hola. Johnny, hola.
Hi there, Neil.
Yeah.
Neil, I have a question for you and George also.
Yeah.
The first one is, you run the program.
Let me ask you a question. How long have you been working on this phony voice?
This is my real voice. I have a
chance.
hair lip.
Yeah. No chance. You sound like Reverend Jones with a hair lip.
George,
like I said, WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? I'm listening to your radio show now. I always do on my day off. I got to tell you, I think 1,000% right. If the world wasn't ready to give a Jew a chance at the vice presidency, then I don't think they're going to give the black a chance. And I kind of think that the Republicans are pushing more than anybody else for Obama.
Oh, those Republicans like John Kerry, you mean?
Well, because if Obama should become...
Let me know one Republican, one famous Republican who's endorsing Barack Obama. Can you name me one?
No, all I'm saying is that the Republican people are pushing for Obama to get in.
No, the Republicans want Hillary desperately because they know that she couldn't win a fixed race, okay? That's what they want. They're not pushing Obama.
Right.
They're pushing Swillery right into your face. They want her desperately. They're every Republican's wildest wet dream is Swillery, man. Because that would be the one opportunity the Democrats really have to snare defeat from the jaws of victory, which they've done so many times over and over again. Just like losing to W on that fixed election in 2000 after 8 years of prosperity and everybody was happy and nobody cared about Monica or the blue dress or any of that other crap. And, oh no. Now, when people aren't happy, we want change. No, they want change back then. Now they want change because they can't stand another day of this fascist regime we got in there, man. These neo-cons. Neo-Nazis is what they are, not neo-cons. It's a neo-con job. But they're neo-Nazis, and I told you that a long time ago, and everybody, oh, that Neil, he's so over the top, he's so prejudiced, you know. 1190 on the poll, 1190's WOWO in Fort Wayne Comments. What was the name of that goalie, by the way, George? What do you say? Now, even for me, that was just that was unacceptable. By the way, how'd the Leafs do last night? Anybody have any idea? They played out on the West Coast with Anaheim. They were losing 1-0 when I went to bed, and I'm sure they must have lost that game. Let me take a look here on my NHL Center Ice channel. Oh, look at that. Anaheim 5, Toronto... Oh, boy. When are we going to start seeing the heads roll there in that organization? They really suck. Anaheim 5 and Toronto... Oh, the big O. Nothing. Sounds like a loss to me, George. Even George knows that ain't good when the other team has got 5 and you got nothing.
Yeah, but I still don't care.
And he still couldn't give a crap left. Oh, I do. I do, and I'm pretty pissed off and fired up about it.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
I'm giving it up.
Leader.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
Straight down south, where the mugwumps go to hang from trees and play banjo. You got some who own a station on newfangled radio. Now as North Carolina goes, Raleigh's a big city, you know, and that's where the Beasleys had to go for Jolly Riley Joe.
Avuncular.
A new GM, he'll do what he can. Shake your hand like a friend, then quickly walk away. They had Joe go to 560 with ratings in the toilet bowl to get those flaming sport homos in order and control. And then so Jolly Raleigh Joe, avuncular.
Avuncular.
See, there you go. Okay, that's
all right.
Russell and Coco, he's a good guy. He's a chronic regular listener and a good faxer, and we don't mind chronics like that, you know. Some chronics so we could do without.
That was good. Useful information. That slipped right by.
Yeah. Avuncular. I mean, when you tell me that you've never heard that word before, I'm just...
Well...
It leaves me kind of limp.
I hadn't. Obviously I had.
Yes,
but
you have. You've played that
It never
bit.
sunk in.
It never stunk in?
No.
How about Jolly Joe? Did he ever stink in?
Avuncular.
Does he ever stink?
I don't know. I imagine
Don't
he
get
does.
too close. 12:09 on the poll, by the way. Chris ought to be just jumping for joy. Thank you, Eric, by the way. Eric is working on a technical problem that we have, which has got nothing to do with the show directly, but nevertheless, he's working feverishly. He's the man, Eric. Isn't that great? Am I correct? Is he the
He is the man. He's quite a man.
Really?
He's a big man.
Oh, no. I mean, he's doing something good and you're picking on him. You're saying
What
he's
did I
fat
say?
is what you're saying. That's what you just said.
Why would you get that from that?
Big and fat. Because that's where you're steering in that direction. There's a lot of fat producers, you know.
He's tall.
Yeah, and fat.
Okay.
And he's the man. He's great. He really does a lot of stuff for us and for the show. And he doesn't expect money for it. He doesn't call me, wah,
You know what else he is?
Huh?
You know what else he is?
What?
Avuncular.
Oh, I'm sure of that. He's very uncle-y. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I thought it was so interesting last night the way the Clinton apologists were, it had nothing to do about race whatsoever. This woman on Chris Matthews, she said, the reason, because he had posed the question, how could the polls be that off? And she said, they didn't poll at the end after Hillary's cry. There was no polling done. And Chris Matthews said,
that's totally incorrect, by the way.
But Chris Matthews said this. He said, now, wait a minute. He said, the exit polling, this is after the people voted, he said had Obama winning big.
Yeah.
So it was obvious that they lied. And then she said, why didn't that happen in Iowa? Well, that's obvious because people had to stand up and say who...
Their neighbors can see them. You can't lie about your vote in Iowa.
Right. So, it obviously, and the posters were so bad, but yet they had the Republican thing down to the percentage point.
Exact. To a science, to a T. That's right. Well, maybe some of them machines actually were fixed. Who the hell knows? I don't know.
Well, but like you say, they had it right there. It was obvious. It was a race thing, and they weren't, they got in that voting booth, and it had nothing to do. A lot of those
and when
women
they came out, it was much more socially acceptable to say they voted for Obama than for Hillary. Because if they would have said Hillary, whoever was doing the interviewing would have said, "Is there something wrong with you? Can we give you some assistance?" You know, like that.
Right. And the thing is, if it's racial, well, then that takes away from Hillary. She just got the votes because of that, not because of her great campaigning.
Well, just wait until we get to South Carolina, man, when there's a lot of dark folks around. Then you're going to be a whole different story.
Oh, you better believe it.
I believe it. Okay, have a great day, pal. And there was a real call. How do you like that? Wow. Although we did mention Chris Matthews in politics.
That's
politics. Doesn't Chris Matthews talk a lot about politics?
Yeah.
And out of both sides of his mouth?
And he yells.
Can't stand Chris Matthews. And he won't let anybody say a damn thing, man. When he was on election night, it was just nauseating. And like I said, they had Katrina Vanden Heuvel on there, and he kissed her ass. The wonderful, the amazing Katrina Vanden Heuvel, the editor of The Nation.
Wow.
And, and that was fine. He introduced her all great, and then he wouldn't let her say a damn thing. It was kind of like that bit with Carolyn,
Right.
Thanks, Toots. Thanks, Toots. Like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Those are the days.
I think you just came up with what we need. What's lacking on the jerk show, man, is a few drum rolls.
A rim shot?
A rimmer shot. QAM, hello.
Avuncular.
Engine killer.
Yeah.
WQAM, hello.
Sonic commercials suck. All of them.
WQAM, hello.
Yeah, you talk about people at work. Hello?
Say what? What language are you speaking?
You talk about people that work at your place.
Yeah.
Can you help them with diet?
Can I help them with what?
A diet?
Yeah, I got a diet for you, okay? The lead diet. WQAM, hello.
Good morning, Neil. How are you today?
Okay, sir.
I was listening to the Sid Rosenberg show. He mentioned you this morning, saying that his ratings were getting close to yours.
No, not true.
Is that a possibility?
He lies a lot. No, it's just like when they had that big bogus month there, and I got more listeners than Neil Rogers. Then when the month dropped off, all of a sudden he stopped talking about that. He just blows a lot of smoke, and while you're listening to him, I have no idea.
Is it fat?
I wasn't. Well, it was like I was flipping.
Oh, you weren't. You weren't listening,
yeah.
but you did. In other words,
He's
the
calling
words came
from
over
over
your
there.
pop-up toaster. Get out of here. I wasn't listening,
Yeah.
but I just heard it through the grapevine. Get out of here. Another radio accident. I hope you and Sid have a great life together, okay? Get in the trunk, because you can elope to New York. Because I guarantee it won't be long before in the middle of the night he gets inspired, hops in his car, whatever he's driving, and heads back to New York to try to suck up to Imus again. Just a matter of time. He wants back up there, baby. He don't want to be in this horseball market, and who the hell can blame him? 12-12 on the poll, by the way. We are going to do a big number today. In fact, I may do a big number again during the show.
Really?
I'm warning you. I may be rejoicing over and over again for the holiday.
Wow.
Rejoice. Everybody
Lord,
rejoice and
again,
rejoice.
I say rejoice.
Yeah, like that. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
Is Norma still doing negotiations with 560?
With 560? No, there's no negotiations with 560. What do you mean by that?
So, I mean...
Like there's a chance I'm going to stay here with these people? No. When somebody says, we don't want you around, I say, okay, we'll see it. We'll work on something else.
Okay. And is she trying to get something else somewhere out there?
Let me ask you a question. Why are you like, what do you think I'm doing? I'm just sitting and waiting for the clock to tick until I run out of cash? Is that the idea? Of course we're working on other things.
But...
Are you writing a book or something?
No,
you want a date with Norma? Is she this? Is she that? Is she old and ugly? Yes. Like me?
I mean, you always complain about her.
Yeah.
Do you think she'll do you justice?
Do I think chickens will ever pee? I honestly don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
I think that you're probably better off trying to hire another agent, and I would love to render my services.
No thanks. Oh my God! I bet you would love to render your services, which I don't think have anything to do with being an agent. Maybe a secret agent. You know what I mean by that? There's Richardson. Bill Richardson dropped out. Says count him out. And John Kerry's endorsing Obama this afternoon, in case you were sleeping in late this morning. John Kerry's going to make the big announcement. He's backing Barack Obama. And those unions in Vegas yesterday, including the big one, the culinary workers, they're endorsing Obama. So, she can squeak out her win in gritty New Hampshire. Gritty rhymes with Schmitty. I mean, New Hampshire, it's just geography, okay? And they're talking about, well, it's right, right there in Mitt Romney's own backyard. And by the way, he's also got service. Where's that? Oh, yeah. Here's the story on Mitt Romney. He's decided to pull his ads from South Carolina and Florida, a sign of trouble for a campaign that badly needs a win. Romney had been hoping to challenge John McCain and Mike Huckabee in South Carolina and Rudy Giuliani in Florida, where the former New York mayor has been spending time and money eating a lot of deli and a lot of medianoches. We feel the best strategy is to focus our paid messaging in Michigan, Romney spokesman Kevin Madden said yesterday. The decision comes on the heels of back-to-back distant second-place finishes in Iowa and New Hampshire for the former Massachusetts governor. Romney, a multimillionaire, had used lots of his own cash and invested heavily in both states, counting on the two to give him the momentum toward the nomination. He wanted the big mo. But he had been spending about $280,000 a week in South Carolina, spent $3 million there last year. In Florida, had been spending $160,000 a week and had spent $2.5 million in 2007. But he's yanking it now. He's yanking the ads from South Carolina and Florida. And he promises to carry on to Michigan, which votes January 15, as well as Nevada and South Carolina, which vote January 19. Florida, January 29. You didn't correct me when I made that mistake yesterday about being on Super Tuesday, February 5th. No, they moved it up, which is what got everybody all wigged out, They moved it up to the 29th. Speaking of getting all wigged out.
The point of departure for permanent status negotiations.
Oh. This is a man who cannot speak. He cannot speak the English language. He's not just inarticulate. He's like borderline illiterate. And he's your president. What does that say about America? A, B, and C? 12:18 in the poll. I'm pretty thrilled for that. Chris ought to be just jumping for joy. Plus, you got that food coming from Joey the Baker.
Not soon enough. I'm polishing over
It'll
here.
be there any minute. And this week's Neil deal is coming up in less than an hour. Joey the Baker in Pembroke Pines.
God.
Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me. Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me. Don't tase me, bro.
Another QM budget meeting. It's 11:17 at 560 WQM. Happy Thursday to you. Boy, it's going to be a big day next Thursday, you know. In fact, get ready right now. Get the candles and the rockets and the balloons. Party favors.
Woo! Wait, party favors.
Hold on. Big party next week. Right, like that. That's right. Look at this phone. We're trying to take 40,000 calls on the show today, and right now it's like dead as a doornail. They've been lined up pretty good today, though. Maybe we talked to all of them already. At least 3 or 4 times. What do you think? 5670560. Like I said yesterday, you just, I don't know, something's happened to you.
Yeah, a lot of things have happened to me.
Incredible transformation. Well,
Sure.
I mean, some of it for the better, and some of it I'm not so sure yet.
Yeah, well.
Maybe you'll feel better when we get back, like on a
feel
real
great.
radio station, in radio.
That will help.
That will certainly improve my altitude about the whole thing, about life. And that guy that just called a minute ago, is Norma doing this and Norma doing that, and I would like to be your agent? And I went, yeah, right. Get out of my face. Get out of my life. Go find a life of your own, okay?
I have no life.
You idiot. All these yentas out there, everybody's a yenta. Everybody's a program director. Everybody's a yenta. Everybody's an expert on somebody else's life. Their own life, they can't find one, you know.
I have no
But
life.
everybody else's life, they're an expert on. There's a YIT, man, yenta in training. He's another one of these guys going to be opening up his neighbor's mail. That's going to be his hobby when he gets in the condo. You'll see. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir?
I've got a Mark Jacobson update for you.
Yeah.
You asked last week where he is.
Is he alive?
He's alive. He's got a billboard that's got to be 30 feet tall of his silhouette up on Route 40 in the Raleigh-Durham area. He must have a couple car dealerships. What's that?
A billboard for what?
Car dealerships. He's got a couple dealerships up there.
Well, good for him.
So he's bounced back nicely.
Well, good, excellent. He was always nice to me. I mean, he did force me to go on that stupid show a couple of times, but he was always a good guy to me.
I played golf with him a couple of times when he was down here. He was a good guy.
Yeah, he was.
And one other thing, on a poll, people like me that have listened to you all back to the Wednesdays, what would be really enjoyable if something like, what was your most enjoyable Neil era or whatever you have? Like, when you were doing battle with the guy from Lutz, that was one of my favorite all-time Neil deals. And also the dying guy, all day long, I never stopped laughing when he was on. But the guy? I'm dying over here.
Oh.
I'm dying over here.
Yeah, he did die. He's dead.
I know, but I laughed every time. He stayed there all 4 hours. I just kept laughing.
Over here.
Okay, have a great day, Pally.
To do that. Goodbye.
Okay, get some help. WQAM, hello.
So this McCoy is on medication.
Oh, now he's got the girlfriend on there on the phone with her sock over the phone. She got a sock over it in the phone, too. Now, what kind of an imbecile must she be, huh?
Just like him.
What is the situation in that place, in that house?
You don't want to know. Sometimes you see those on the news, you know. Sometimes the cops show up, you know, the house of filth.
Yeah.
People with bed sores,
with
things like that.
Cats
and crap on the floor. And
manure.
Right, just dishes piled up in the sink.
WQAM, hello.
Good morning, Neil.
Yes, sir.
You know what seems to amaze me? That I know you guys get a lot of chronics, but you know what's the worst is the sports show chronics. Steve, the guy from the Boar's Head, Stormcat.
Yeah.
These guys. I mean, some of you guys might be entertaining, but these guys, they really have no life. You know, I'm on the road 10 hours a day, and if I could try to call twice a day, I feel like I have no life sometimes.
Twice a day?
I mean, even I call once on the blue moon, but if I even try to pick up the phone and call, I'm like, what the hell am I doing?
Right, exactly. Get some help.
Know?
Pull over to the side of the road and get some help.
Hey, Neil, one scene from Glengarry Glen Ross that reminds me of you and Joe Bell is the scene where after Kevin Spacey gets chewed out by Al Pacino, Jack Lemmon comes out of the break room and tells him...
Where did you learn your trade?
No, he tells him... I'm trying to tell you what Roman was trying to tell you. You don't belong in this business.
Amen.
You got that? Play it, buddy.
Okay, see ya.
See ya.
You call yourself a salesman, you son of a bitch?
You want to work here? Close.
Yeah, close.
You call yourself a salesman, you son of a bitch?
Put that coffee down. Go to lunch, George. Go to lunch. Will you go to lunch? Get the chalk. Hey.
I don't know. Is that the one that's got a thing in it or something? I don't remember. One of those has got some. I don't. It's got some kind of thing in it. They're all great. Well, you play it.
All right.
A commentator on U.S. cable television's Golf Channel was suspended for 2 weeks yesterday by the company for saying last week that young players who wanted to challenge Tiger Woods should lynch him in a back alley. Did you see this story? Did you see this stupid bitch on the air?
Nope.
Oh, yeah. Kelly Tilghman was laughing during the exchange Friday with analyst Nick Faldo at the Mercedes-Benz Championship, and Woods' agent at IMG said he didn't think there was any ill intent. But the comments became prevalent on news shows yesterday, and American black activist Al Sharpton, there he is again, joined the fray by demanding she be fired immediately. You know, this Al Sharpton, who the hell died and appointed you head of the human race? You fat piece of turd. Golf Channel didn't know who'd replace Tilghman for the channel's coverage this week at the Sony Open or next week at the Bob Hope Chrysler Classic. There's simply no place on our network for offensive language like this, the Golf Channel said in a statement announcing the suspension. And by the way, anybody who's watching the Golf Channel...
Absolutely correct, sir. I have no line.
...needs help. The suspension ends in time for the Buick Invitational January 24th, when Woods will make his 2008 debut. Faldo and Tilghman were discussing young players who could challenge the world's #1 player toward the end of Friday's broadcast at Kapalua, when Faldo suggested that to take Tiger on, maybe they should just gang up for a while. Lynch him in a back alley, she replied. While we believe that Kelly's choice of words was inadvertent and she didn't intend them in an offensive manner, the words were hurtful and grossly inappropriate, Golf Channel said. Consequently, we've decided to suspend her for 2 weeks, effective immediately if not sooner. Woods and Tilghman have known each other for 12 years. She was picked to host a club demonstration with Woods in South Florida when he talked about new products from Nike Golf. She was helping when Mark Steinberg, Woods' agent at IMG, said it was a non-issue and considered the matter case closed. Tiger and Kelly are friends, and Tiger has a great deal of respect for Kelly, Steinberg said Tuesday night in a statement released by the Golf Channel. Regardless of choice of words used, we know unequivocally there was no ill intent. Well, so quit making a big simus just because every time somebody farts the wrong language, Al Sharpton opens up a big mouth. I want her fired. I want you fired now. I think he ought to be fired from whatever it is he does. Well, I can't read this on the air.
No, but...
It says, please convince your male audience to distract, tie up, or anything else to prevent their female counterparts from voting on primary day. If not for those older women voting, Obama would have won New Hampshire in a landslide. Well, not just older, 45 plus if you consider that old. 45 plus she just destroyed, demolished. Maybe your promotion department can work a promo with one of your sponsors to have an extra special early bird special on Primary Tuesday for any women who can prove they did not vote. There you go. And then this thing about masturbators in Copenhagen. I can't read that on the air, can I?
Why not?
Hot on the heels of San Francisco and London, Copenhagen is to host a masturbate-a-thon in May, which organizers hope will help break lingering taboos about self-love. Pia Struck Madsen, that's her name. A sexologist in the Danish capital said her goal was to see men and women from all backgrounds join in an event that promised pleasure, relaxation, and sexual self-discovery. Masturbation is a positive, safe, and erotic alternative, she said, ahead of the event on May 31, to take place at a yet-to-be-decided venue with separate rooms for men, women, and those who don't mind mingling. The original Masturbate-a-thon took place, of course, in San Francisco in '98, with participants raising money for good causes. Now an annual event. It was followed by a similar event in London in July 2006. I wonder if Prince Charlie was there, huh? I bet you he was more than happy to give many of the guys a helping hand.
I see.
Hey, Prince Charlie.
You fairy.
Who the hell is he kidding? That whole royal family, man. 12:36 on the pool about pools. Pretty good, see? And then you laughed at me. They laughed at me when I suggested I was going to do that poll again.
Mm-hmm.
They're all going to laugh at you.
That's what I was waiting for. QAM, hello.
They're all going to laugh at you.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, it's Neil?
Yes, it is.
I just want to say Happy New Year. I've been listening to you since about 87 or 88 when I discovered you.
Wow.
And I don't care what station you're on, I'll keep listening.
Excellent.
And in regards to the election primary in New Hampshire, there's a paper ballot up there, so there's no chance of any cheating going on, and each township runs its own election. So you can't have someone like a Catherine Harris going in there and changing things for the state.
Or Teresa Lepore with a butterfly ballot.
Absolutely. Anyway, that's all I got.
Okay,
and,
have a great New Year. Thank you. 88 people were on board. This is at the Pearson Air. No, this is in Calgary.
U.S. warships.
Oh, who the hell cared? Canada emergency landing. There were some people seriously injured. They had to make an emergency landing because of turbulence in Calgary, eh? You think I care about that?
No.
No, I mean, why should I care about Calgary? If it was here at Pearson Airport, I'd say, oh my goodness, what's going on out there, eh? But Calgary, I mean, that's strictly for Goyam. I wonder if this thing got fixed here yet that Eric is working feverishly on. No, it did not, but He's working on it. And I appreciate his, don't you?
I do.
No, you don't.
Of course I do.
No, you don't.
Biggest name.
I do.
You said he was fat.
Here's Neil Rogers.
Well, that's a fact.
560 QAM.
Also said he was.
Sports leader.
Here, honey.
This is Eyewitness News.
And the surviving candidates already very much on the ground and in action in New Hampshire. John McCain wants to nail down his first big victory.
I'm very confident we're going to win here in New Hampshire.
Senator McCain, what are your views on foreign policy?
Moran?
Oh, no.
I think that's perfectly appropriate.
You sound like G.W.
There's no doubt about that, my friend.
11:32. That goes to show the astuteness of the Republicans. Everybody's talking about the Democratic primary, but the Republican field is so weak that out of desperation they dragged this senile old fart who never met a war that he didn't like, who wants to kill everybody, doesn't want to torture him, just kill him, that he doesn't like, and they dragged his ass out again. Desperation, man. And Mitt Romney, he's already on the verge of throwing in the towel.
Yeah.
And Mike Huckabee, he's sucking up to a cold bear now. He thinks that being on that show is going to put him over the top.
But
right.
The good news is...
Yes? The food is there.
Yeah.
All right.
Show me the baker.
Right. Excellent.
Got some chicken avuncular here.
Chicken avuncular, right.
Franchise, how do you say it?
Franchise.
And some baked ziti. Some penny pasta.
Wow.
Some, what do you got? Chicken parmesan. All of these things.
What a pig. You're talking about Eric being fat. Eric is working.
That's just what's here. I haven't eaten all of it
on our
yet.
thing there, but it's not working yet. Still ain't working, Eric. I just thought I'd mention that in case he might be monitoring, Well, that's good. And in less than a half an hour, we'll be putting the Joey the Baker certificates on the line for you. How many? We got $150 ones at $25 each. Is that correct?
With gabagool.
Gabagool?
Don't
start talking in Guido talk now, okay? If there's one thing
What's the gabagool?
I mean, that pasilipo, I don't know what that is,
They'll explain it to you if you want.
It's avuncular.
Grab a microphone and explain pasilipo over here.
It is a very light white wine sauce.
There you go.
Right.
Took all this time.
But it's delicious, too. I never heard of it. Now,
did you bring any?
What part of Italy did they eat that in?
No. What part of... Speak up. Answer the man. What part of Italy do they eat that in? Lean into that microphone like you're a rock star.
My family's from the north. It's called Montella.
Oh, my God. Not near Milano, by any chance?
No.
Not that far north?
No.
Good. Milano is pretty boring, to be honest with you.
Is it? I've never been there.
They eat that risotto, man. Instead of using olive oil like they do in the South, they use butter with everything. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Like heart attack on a plate in Milano. But, of course, in Central and Southern Italy, it's the best.
This is the best. This is really good.
Good. Excellent. Well, thank you, guys. And, we'll be doing a good job on those things. I'm sure they're going to go like hotcakes at noon. Katrina Vandenhoevel in The Nation says, reading the signs in New Hampshire. You're going to be reading that story again? You're going to start reading stuff now and not take those great calls? Look at that phone, George. They're smoking.
Wow.
I'll get to Katrina. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm surprised you don't have a clip from Magnolia, the scene where Jason Robards is dying. He's talking about regret. I'm dying over here.
Yeah.
What an awesome scene, man. I saw that for the first time. Awesome, dude.
Isn't that a great movie?
Awesome. Hey, and I can't stand Ileana Leitner. Take care.
Okay, so well, 2 for 2 there. He can't stand Ileana Rosanna Dana, and he loved Magnolia, even though George, of course, being a hard ass that he is, the ending sucks, and it's too long.
Avuncular.
Yeah, it's
I didn't say
avuncular.
it was too long. You keep, lying, putting words in my mouth.
I don't care what you know. You said it wasn't long enough. It should have been about 10
I didn't
hours
say that
so
either.
I didn't say that either. Of every character
I didn't say that either. I didn't say that either.
Yeah, you did.
I said it has no ending.
QAN.
Neil, I've been listening to this radio station for a long time.
I'm so sorry.
I know. And I just about had enough with the programming. And you think they'd learn your lesson with Kenny Walker and Kimberly Bojangles?
That was a Jolly Joe Bell invention, by the way. That
so let me ask you a question. So now they put the Jason Jerk show on. Jason Jerk is basically a bona fide substitute teacher on this radio station. He comes in and he fills in. Now we're giving him 2 hours every day to talk about what? What does Jason Jerk bring to the table? What does he know about?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
I don't know. I don't listen to it, so I have no idea.
And now, see, look at what the station's facing now. They put the Jason Jerk show on. They put some no-name guy at night. There's a realistic chance you're going to be leaving. What are they going to do from 10 to 2? Who are they going to put on now? Andrew Ashwood?
That's an idea. Andrew Ass in the Woods. I could tell you some stories about him.
I mean, seriously, what are they doing about it? I think what that station needs is a focus group or someone to teach them Radio 101.
They don't care about radio. Don't you understand that? They don't care about Radio 101 or 102 or 103. All they care about is sports and people that play games and wear jockstraps and take showers together. Don't you understand that? If you've been listening a long time, that's all they care about?
I can tell you that I can see all the Jews are leaving.
Yeah.
I mean,
what do you mean are leaving? And not leaving, being forced out.
Fired. They're getting
forced
pushed out.
That's right, pushed out the door.
It's the Holocaust.
There's like a Jew jam at the door. That's right, it's the QAM Holocaust.
I mean, does anyone understand doesn't anyone know what's,
no.
Seriously. Jason.
Why do you keep repeating the same? Why do you keep repeating the same thing as if I don't know these things?
Because you know everything that goes on there.
No, I know I do. I don't know anything that goes on there. I haven't been in that building in 6 years. How the hell do I know what's going on there?
How is that guy? Is he there to fill a quota or something?
Okay. It was just a matter of time.
That's right.
1248 on your poll. We're going to make 1,500 today, maybe. Like I said, 1,400.
What does that have to do with chicken francais?
What are you eating now? Chicken francais?
Chicken francais.
All right.
I just housed mine. But this
penny
pasta with the gabagool, what's this dish called, actually?
Penny alla vodka? Penny alla vodka.
Penny alla vodka?
Oh, man. Yeah. George is going to be a little tipsy by the time we get to noon.
Very little.
All right.
WQAM, hello.
Yeah, wow.
QAM, hola.
Is that a tiger?
QAM, hello. QAM.
Neil.
Yeah.
I have a threefold thing. One is in Toronto Airport. Is there anything to do if I'm held over there for about 4 hours on my next trip through?
Yeah, take a nap. Well, what does that mean in Toronto Airport? Is there anything to do with it? The only airport I know where there's something to do is like at Schiphol in Amsterdam. They have a casino. You can go and lose your money.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is there a hotel with that something interesting or anything we can go to instead of sitting around
the airport,
for 4 hours?
Go to Woodbine for a couple hours. Get in a cab and go to Woodbine. It's 5 minutes from the airport.
Oh, that's what I was wondering. Is it far from downtown?
About half an hour.
Oh, that's a little far. Now, here's another very important matter. I've noticed every province I go to in Canada, the soap dishes in the showers, they're shaped like shells, and they have this drain in the middle. When you put your soap in, it drains every time you take a shower. Instead of like in the States, where this flat thing, it gets gooey.
I got a real good suggestion for you, sir. It's called body wash. That's my suggestion. Don't worry about the soap dish. Sounds like a guy a little bit. I never in my life encountered anybody obsessed with a soap dish or the shape of it or where you stick it. You know what I mean?
Rectum.
Wow. Wow is right. Stay there where you are, eh? Stay where you are, please. We don't need you here. And by the way, thank you, Mr. President, for those low gas prices and that strong American dollar. You butcher, you lunatic. Let me take a look and see how so that the S&P guy doesn't call in today. We don't want to hear from him ever again. In fact, there are many people. Oh, boy, look at that. The Dow is down. Well, just 33 points. And the S&P is down almost 9. The S&P is down. It's down, baby. A fool and his money are soon farted. I didn't go to Woodbine yesterday, and if I'm smart, I won't go again today. Right?
Right. I'm eating a garlic roll bigger than my head, by the way.
Oh, here's this strange guy at the fairgrounds.
You know, he's a really highly regarded runner at one point.
Yeah, he'd be strange if he talked like that. I don't know who she is.
Some options.
I think he's the race caller at the fairgrounds and also at one of the Chicago tracks. And he's got he speaks with like a nasal impediment of some kind. He's a very strange guy. It's the 3 by 3 lengths.
Have a look to the two king of speed because of that combination. Brett Calhoun, Ramsey Zimmerman, coming off a win last time out, but for $25,000. But as you mentioned, the 7-horse certainly the class of.
Yeah, let's get to the fairgrounds races. Let's carry them all live right here on QAM. What do you say? Okay.
Do it.
As a gesture to clearance because we want to be really sports intensive. So the Leafs got blasted last night at Anaheim, 5-0. Sounds like some real serious firings in order today. Let's get with it already.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader. Oh, God.
It works. It works.
Attaboy, Eric.
You failed.
Miami has the Dolphins, still the worst football team. The way they played this season made everybody scream. It seems to me that losing has always been their goal, and every game they play in should be called the Super Bowl. And they're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number. How many teams in the league? 32. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. If you're their fan, you'll sing the blues. The Dolphins had Cam Cameron, and one thing that I learned, he had the fans all wishing that Nick Saban would return. If you think he's a winner, then you have lost your mind. The next thing he'll be coaching is the unemployment line, and they're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number. How many teams in the league? 32. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. There's something you scrape off your shoes. It works. The Dolphins have John Beck, a rookie quarterback. If you think he's the answer, you must be smoking crack. You know they could have gotten someone good like Brady Quinn. The way they waste their draft picks, it's nothing but a sin. And they're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number. How many teams in the league? 32. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Their talent scouts don't have a clue. The Dolphin games are boring when they're on the radio, and everyone was put to sleep by Jimmy Cephalo. When he is calling play-by-play, it's the same old tune. And just so Mandich had a job on Sunday afternoons, and they're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number. How many teams in the league? 32. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. I hear the fans begin to snooze. I'm dying over here. Huizinga owns the Dolphins. He's hired Bill Parcells. And I don't have to tell you the way that tuna smells. They say he'll solve their problems. I wish him lots of luck. No matter what he tries to do, the team will always suck. And they're the Miami Dolphins. All right. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number. Oh, what the hell? 32. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Now they're through.
Are just about exactly the same. Other than to say that the ones that come to the stadium obviously have way more money than they probably should have.
There's that Bob McCown guy, the fan in Toronto. He's a great broadcaster. Aren't too many people I would say that about, but he is. How do you like that?
Whatever.
For those people who always say, oh, well, you don't like anybody. You're always ripping everybody. Yeah, well, that's not true. When I hear a great broadcaster, I know one, okay, and he's one of them. Not too many. 1,256 vote on the poll. What's your take on the polls? And thank you again, Eric. Everything works, including my, Outlook Express.
All right.
So you might want to tell Josh Cordes if you see him when he finds 600 stories on his computer. Probably disregard the ones that are on there like 10 times, because I resent all the stuff that wouldn't go out. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm just telling you, everything works now. Thank you, Eric. You're the best. We appreciate you so much, so very much. It's a labor of love. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
The people that brought in the food today, are they any relationship to the old restaurant called John the Baker?
I don't know.
Is there anybody there?
No. The answer is no.
No, they have nothing to do with John. It's Joey.
Never heard of the guy.
Joey's a lot more Italian than John, although it might be Johnny. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Very good. Well, I'm going to give it a shot and get on the computer and get a couple of those.
Okay, good. Thank you.
We actually bought the store from John about 2 months ago.
So there you go.
Oh, okay. So it used to be John the Baker, now it's Joey the Baker.
Yes.
Well, John the Baker used to always be very good, too, and this is probably like even a little bit of improvement.
It's great. And the penny alla vodka.
Penny alla vodka
is great. It's chock full of gabagool.
Chock full of vodka?
Gabagool.
Uh-huh. Will you stop talking Guido talk? Dang it.
Bit that we have there where they say that all the time.
I'm going to take you to Corleone, man, and they're going to give you what for.
It's about time.
Maybe you'll meet Apollonia's sister.
Apollonia.
He can't go to about 90 by now, but nevertheless. Apollonia. Won't see her no more.
No.
Now, can I do the Katrina Vanden Heuvel story or not?
Sure, whatever. If you want.
Well, the phones are smoldering, man. Can't you smell the lines burning up?
I smell garlic.
Oh, well, maybe there's garlic in the phone line. Boy, what a miracle we got this thing up here and working again. Wow. It was one of those deals that I thought, this is never going to work again, but it is. Thanks to Eric and the good people at the Bell people. Do you ever think you'd hear the day I'd say the good people at the Bell?
Never.
But I did. Get back in your chair,
I'm here. I had to get some salt.
QAM, hello. Salt?
Neil, I have
yes, sir.
3 words for you.
Yeah.
LSU, LSU, LSU.
Who cares? Boring. Incredibly boring, okay? Oh, I went to LSU and they won the championship. That makes me a schmuck. Doesn't make you anything. Makes you a guy that went to school there a lot and probably didn't even go to school there.
Go Gators.
Gators my ass, okay? All these front-running phonies and Gators, all this garbage. I went to Michigan State, and guess what? I don't care. I don't even pay any attention. They win, lose. It's of no consequence. How does that change my life? I'm giving up. I think you have a good point.
What's that?
All this sports crap and like this hockey thing. Do you realize this year, 50 years I've been a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. 50 years. 1958, and this is 2008. God almighty, you know what that proves to me? I'm ancient.
All right.
And foolish. Just like Bob McCown said, maybe they're the dumbest fans or they just have too much money or whatever, but it's just pathetic. Tragic. The organization blows, okay? I mean, nobody cares. Panthers will miss the playoffs again this season, but the good part of it is nobody cares. Nobody cares. Well, maybe about, 20 people. Maybe about 30, man. Maybe 30. Could be. Aren't you impressed that Eric got on the phone and got this thing? And he says, wow, so fast. He was on the phone with these people for about 80 hours. There's that damn Todd Bertuzzi of all people who scored. That just really frosted my mind. What a greasy goal.
Looks like he makes a good play to keep it in, but it's still turned over, and Corey Perry makes it 2-0. 38th fight of the year for the Anaheim Ducks. Belak with an uppercut.
Oh, yeah, let's try to make Wade Belak into a hockey player, okay? Let's try to sell him to the public again.
Double teaming Cabina over there. Invasion. Back to the point. White with a shot right on. There's a big rebound. And tripped in front of the net with Darcy Tucker.
Blowout.
Before we go back to second period action.
It was a blowout. Anyway, nobody there cares about such stuff, so why the hell am I talking about it? So you're still a manja gets there's lots of food.
You know it. I'm having pepperoncini now.
WQAM, hello.
I used to like you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, great. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir. Sounds like Sonny Fox on acid. Yes, sir.
Avuncular Neil, you've heard that word before.
Yeah.
Boca Brian's got it in his Jolly Raleigh Joe.
And I just got through playing it. That's the
did you?
missed the whole point of it.
Must have been out of the vehicle. Hey, have a great day.
You too. And guess what? Dewey beat Truman, too, not.
Wow.
And FDR's got a bad headache, and so is JFK. I mean, come on, all these people with this old news. Well, he was out of the car, Did we give him a permission slip? No. 6 or 7 minutes we'll be starting the certificates here for Joey the Baker, and George said the food is unbelievable.
Phenomenal.
Great.
And the pepperoncinis are like those real ones, Not the ones out of a drum, the real nice, mild, crispy pepperoncinis.
What kind of a drum is that, like a bongo?
African drum.
WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, first, more than 30 years in this market with these callers, and you haven't slid your wrists. That's what makes you legendary.
Sir, I'm a survivor, man. I am a survivor against all the odds. I just continue plodding right ahead.
I watched Godfather again the other day, and my wife heard me quote you, and she said at this time, not a bad scene in that movie. Question, though, have you ever read the book?
The book is better than the movie.
It is. How long is Michael gone after he shoots the two?
Oh, like I'm going to remember that?
I was just curious if you knew. And after more than 10 years with my wife, I finally learned something this last weekend.
Yeah.
It did taste like a penny.
1263 on the poll.
What have I ever done
to
make you treat me so disrespectfully?
Yeah, that's a good question. What are we going to do, 1,400 on your poll today, Chris? Wouldn't that be a feather in your ass?
Sure.
Uh-oh. Air Force grounding, breaking news. Although now we're going to commercial. Can't be that big of a news when they go to commercial break. Everything is breaking news, Oh, Brittany just had another bad bowel movement, and Dr. Phil said he's going to sniff it and talk about it on his show. Oh, my God. And you wonder why people are like, babbling idiots? That scene where Howard Beale is talking about turn your TV off now. Remember that scene?
Listen to me. Television is not the truth. So turn off your television sets. Turn them off right in the middle of the sentence.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
I like to relax by having Mary Magdalene massage my balls while listening to the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour.
They're piling on again. They're picking on poor Swillery. Oh, poor baby. Well, we sold 26 already on the certificates.
Wow.
In just a matter of seconds. How do you like that? That's pretty good. And the food is not just pretty good, it's excellent, according to you guys.
Yep.
Joey the Baker, 12592 Pines Boulevard. We got 74 left. $25, $50 certificates. You pay only $25. So we'll see how long it takes to move out those 100. I think we'll do it. Chris always says, you're going to do it, and I never believe him, but I think on this one we will.
We better.
Coming to QAM, hello.
Yeah, I'm going to play golf. I heard fag.
Yeah, good. Golf. Stay there. Stay out there on the course. In fact, shove the balls in your...
Rectum.
Okay. Then you always have some spares. I'm going to go out to play golf.
Yeah, no, he's going to stop
That's just
you.
code for...
I have no life.
That's his line, you know. Still stuck on 74. Don't tell me. See, these weeks always confound me when we start out like a house on fire. And then at 73... They're moving, they're inching along. That's okay. Reading the signs in New Hampshire, Katrina Vanden Heuvel says, what really happened in New Hampshire? First, forget what the polls say if you want to know what happens next. Forget the establishment media, too. For now, the race is wide open, and that's a good thing. Though if we'd really bust open our money-drenched, front-loaded system, we'd really see elections of by, for, and the people. But that by, and for the people. You got that?
Got it.
But that's for the emergency pro-democracy movement allied with sane citizens of all political stripes to fight for next round. For now, candidates will be tested instead of crowned, and that gives us time to push from outside to define and sharpen candidates' stance on issues we care about as progressives. From a sane and humane immigration policy as we go to Nevada, a more populist jobs and economics program as we head into recession, and a sharper end-the-war strategy to stop the strategic drift. I'm still left with questions about how Hillary pulled off a win against Obama on Tuesday night, and what that means heading into Nevada's caucuses, South Carolina's primary, and the tsunami of 22 primaries and caucuses on February 5. Why Hillary won, says Katrina. 1, home court advantage. Clinton is well known in the Granite State. Neither Edwards nor Obama have much history there. 2, the women's vote. Women over 40, single women, came home to Hillary by a margin of 57%. Was it in response to the misty-eyed human moment in the coffee shop? Or in response to her more fiery, human, and impassioned performance in Saturday's Manchester debate? Did Obama's peevish side, you're likable enough, Hillary, resonate more than we understood at the time? Exit polls show that about half those who voted said that the debates were very important in their vote. Hillary won among those voters by a margin of 40 to 32%. Among those who didn't think debate was very important, Hillary and Obama were tied. The heavily funded and super-organized field operations of Emily's List paid off here after floundering in Iowa. 3, registered Democrats support her big time. This augurs badly for Obama in those primaries which are close to independents. And if more independents went to McCain, could that explain Obama showing even more than what some call the Bradley effect? 4, boomers and older voters. The age slant of voting suggests boomers are resisting being pushed off stage, that Queen Andrew Sullivan may have underestimated the investment boomers have in their battles. They're not going to give it up just yet to the whippersnappers. Dangers for Hillary, says Katrina. 1, Bill was on the field and she made a comeback. Ergo, she'll keep Bill on the field. But as a boomer woman, I think her husband hurts more than he helps. Hillary needs to make a forceful case why voting for her, the first woman president, is about making history. Bill undermines that message, making her candidacy a referendum on his presidency, fueling the idea that she's completing a restoration, paternalizing and belittling the little woman. Hillary's candidacy is at risk, as Slate's Emily Yoffe recently pointed out, because it begins to look less like a gender breakthrough and more like a gender throwback, and he always ends up making himself the story. 2, she can't fire Bill, but she can fire Mark Penn. Penn's strategy and message peddles cynicism against hope, and as head of the lobbying firm Burstyn Marsteller, embodies the lobbying corruption and corporate stranglehold that Americans associate with the Beltway status quo. 3, Hillary gains when she's picked on. This dynamic played out during impeachment madness and was the theme of the first Senate race. Women, with some notable media exceptions like Maureen Dowd, rallied to her when she's treated badly. No question that the media has a double standard when it comes to women in tears in public life, but is this going to be how we want to reframe the powerful and mobilizing idea that personal is political? And is victimhood an effective argument for a campaign? I think it'll wear out its effect. And 4, why exactly is she running? To say this is personal to me, I have so many things I want to do, doesn't really explain it. She needs to throw out Mark Penn and the pollsters, exile Bill to a few choice spots, and lay out a big case about what she wants to do over the next 4 years, not what she's done for the past 3 decades. That's Katrina vanden Heuvel and her take. That's her take. 64 left on you. That's pretty good. In just a couple minutes, we sold 36.
Yeah.
Here's a fax from Mark. And another fax. Boy, we got faxes up the old...
rectum.
Nose today, don't we? Mark's, and these are long, too. Boy, they're pretty verbose. Joey the Baker, we got 64 left. $50 certificates, your page is $25. Go to WQAM.com and click on it. It says, Neil, unless the Republicans are dumb enough to nominate Huckleberry Hound, we may be doomed. Hillary cannot win an honest election against any other top Republican, and the odds of getting her in an honest election are still pretty slim in any event. Besides, who the hell wants her anyway? Not me. Obama is plainly the best Democratic candidate, but if the so-called Bradley effect is real here, something we'll know soon enough from results in other states, that's very bad news indeed. He has polled significantly better against the top GOP candidates, but New Hampshire raises the very real possibility that those polls are meaningless. If true, that's a very sad reflection on America. Maybe we deserve our fate. Maybe, Mark. The best hope is that New Hampshire was just some bizarre anomaly. We'll know soon enough. If so, then a tough primary fight with Hillary might just be the best thing for Obama. The cakewalk coronation we were hoping for last week would have borne no resemblance to the vicious attacks he'll have to withstand as the Democratic nominee. The GOP can't just come out and drop the N-word, but they'll do just about everything short of that to smear him. I've already seen Obama is the Muslim Manchurian candidate email more than I can stand it. It's the #1 hot bogus email listed on Snopes.com. He needs to show his mettle to the American public, and slaying the evil Hillary dragon might be just the thing to put him over the top in November, says Mark. Now, here's one unsigned. Greetings, Neil, George, and Chris, but unsigned. There was a guy that called about a half hour ago and said something to the effect that the ballots in New Hampshire were paper, so the count was legit. Well, I'm sure he meant well, but the problem is they aren't counted by hand. I'm not saying there was any funny business going on with the count, but it just points out the ignorance of the electorate on this stuff, and, of course, ignorance is bliss. So they all think that their vote counts, etc., and, of course, the media doesn't do anything to disabuse them of this notion, even though the last election was stolen in broad daylight, as you mentioned, the last 2. The other thing that is very disturbing about the variance between the exit polls and the reported official count in New Hampshire is that it just adds to the public's perception that the exit polls are flawed, and it couldn't be that there was any monkey business like in 2004, like in Ohio. So it lays the groundwork for them to cover up the real monkey business that's sure to go on in the real election if they even have one. I know this is a little ponderous, but I'm sure we'll have another stolen election unless the Democrats nominate Hillary, and then the Republicans will have to steal it. Oh, good line. But what does any of this have to do with... Oh, that's an excellent fax, but no name. That's okay. Looks like one of our regular faxers, doesn't it? The print, the type.
Yeah.
You don't know. You're still eating. You're
no, I'm done now.
You didn't even hear a word of that fax.
I'm sucking my teeth right now.
I'll bet you are. Better watch it. Chris is going to come in there and jam a couple of them teeth right down your throat.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. Just for the hell of it.
Gobble.
How much money you got me to do it?
62 left on the certificates. We started with 100, now we got 62. I want to move these out. When in doubt, let's move them out. Footy ain't even doing this anymore. He with his big audience. He's got footy and mouth disease, what I heard. That's what Duff said. And Duff knows his what goes in your mouth. That's what he told me. So did I mention that Jolly Joe called a Norma?
I don't know if you mentioned that on the air.
Called him. I think he said, "You fairy." Well, now we're back up to 67. You see, we had some bogus ones on there. I hate when it goes back up like that. Oh, now
Kickbacks.
Back to 66. Huh?
Kickbacks.
The number's bouncing around on Joey the Baker on our WQM.com. Just get on there and grab them, okay? WQAM, hello. QAM, hello. Oh, 2 in a row. All right. The phones have been a little spastic today. Part of the time they're like blazing. Have you noticed that? Blazing. We haven't had a phone response like this in what, about 100 years since we were like on a real radio station? Since Alien, I would say. Remember those Alien days?
65.
65 what? Oh, we got 65 left?
Years.
Let's see, 65. Where was I in 65? I was in Marshall, Michigan.
How about that? I was in Cuba.
No, I was in Albion, Michigan. Excuse me. 66. I don't know where the hell I was. Marshall, Albion, Sturgis, one of those big markets. 60. Down to 60 now. We're going to when in doubt move these out. I'd like to move them out in less than an hour. That'd be a real
That would be
George's ass. WQAM, hello.
It's all due to me.
WQAM, hello.
Jim Kerry, Dick Bozak.
QAM, hello. QAM. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, I get back when I come back from this thing.
QAM, hello.
Neil, I got a boner.
WQAM, hello. QAM.
Bill.
Yeah.
Buddy, I hate
Yeah,
Chris.
Pally.
I hate Chris. Fire him.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yep.
Hey, granted, this Golf Channel chick is an idiot.
Okay. So you want to? Oh, he said chick. I thought he said something else. Didn't you?
No.
Sounded like Schmidt to me.
Did it? Oh, I mean, it did sound like that, but no,
he sounded
said
so
chick.
boring. Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying that's the word he said. Well, we still got 60 left on those Joey the Baker certificates, which is really depressing. I hope they're not still there. Are they? The guys still there?
Yeah, they're right here. Phenomenal.
Oh, my God. Well, they probably thought these would sell out in like about 40 seconds.
They had no idea. They haven't done this before.
We sold 40 in 12 minutes. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. No, it's really good. When you got 100 of them, it takes a little while. Okay, so don't let them get impatient and start bitching and moaning and stuff like that.
Well, they can't take the food back at this point, so.
Are you starting to catch on now?
What?
So are you starting to catch on to how the hundreds work?
You know something? For a guy that used to be stupid about 2 minutes ago, all of a sudden you got so smart, you know? It's just amazing to me how that happened. Like a miracle. Just like us getting this internet thing all fixed up again. Look at that. It works. Thank you, Eric, and we got almost 1,300 votes on the poll. What the hell is not to like? Am I right?
Names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
Yank it, baby!
Good morning, Americans. It's Paul Harvey. Stand by for news. Adrian found himself in front of the pearly gates where St. Peter explains that it's not easy to get into heaven. There is a criteria to be met before entry will be allowed. St. Peter asked Adrian if he was religious in life. Did he attend church? No. St. Peter told him that's bad. Was he generous? Did he give money to the poor? Charities? No. St. Peter told him that, too, was bad. Did he do any good deeds? Help his neighbor? Anything? No. St. Peter was becoming concerned. Exasperated, Peter says, look, everybody does something nice sometime. Work with me here. I'm trying to help. Now think. Well, Adrian says, there was this old lady. I came out of a store and found her surrounded by a dozen Hell's Angels. They had taken her purse and were shoving her around, taunting and abusing her. I got so mad I threw my bags down, fought through the crowd, and got her purse back. I then helped her to her feet and went to the biggest, baddest biker and told him how despicable, cowardly, and mean he was, and then I spat in his face. St. Peter, impressed, said, when did this happen? Adrian said, about 10 minutes ago. Paul Harvey.
All right. Good day.
Good day.
1217 at 560 WQAM. We're doing pretty good on those certificates.
Yeah,
we got 49. We were down to 47, and then we went back to 50, and now we got 49. Is that what you got?
I got 50.
48.
48, like I said.
So we got more than half of them sold in just a few minutes, and we got 48 left. And let me just tell you this right now. Like Tommy always says, once they're gone, they're gone.
Game.
Once they're gone, they're gone. So I'd hop on there right now and get a good chow. Good stuff.
Yes, it is. And they take credit cards now, by the way. They didn't used to.
Oh, they do take credit cards now, too.
Yeah.
How do you like that?
John the Baker didn't. These guys do. Which is
well, that's because these guys are
smart.
baby.
Not like people say.
These are young guys. They know what's going on.
That's right.
There you go. These are living and breathing people. They know something about you guys out there. And in fact, you're trying to find 2 nickels to rub together.
They added dishes. They modified the menu. They spruced it up. They gussied the place up a little bit.
Manja. In fact, I noticed on the on the blurb we got on our website there.
Yeah.
It says, "Come hungry, eat and take out delivery, and a great catering menu. You must manja tutukosi with the Joey the Baker."
Yeah.
Tutukosi.
What does that mean?
Everything.
Okay. They didn't deliver before either, so and now they do.
They've what?
They deliver now. They didn't used to. Now they do.
Well, there you go. What's not to like?
A lot of improvement.
Oh, and I asked him what the that sauce was. That it's a white sauce or something like that. I forgot what he said.
He just told me that on the air when you were busy filling your fat face. QAM, hello.
Neely.
QAM, yes.
It's my 50th. May I have a birthday song, please?
Your 50th what?
Birthday.
Oh, 50th birthday. Well, in that case, one moment, please.
Thank you, and happy birthday to me.
And happy birthday to you, sir. It's my big 10th anniversary, but I noticed that my correspondents out there have been ignoring me this morning. That's okay. They're probably out to lunch. Maybe they're on the way to Joey the Baker.
47.
Don't forget to send some of those certificates, by the way, to my close personal
I will
friend.
not.
To your close personal buddy?
I will not. Although Pete only gave me 1. Hey, Pete. No, he gave me 2. Never mind.
Listen, you better start getting your P's and Q's in order right now, okay? While we're adjusting our lives. And tell Chicken Neck, by the way, that
I told him.
Did you tell him? What did he say?
What did I say?
No, what did he say?
He said, bada boop, bada beep.
What'd you say?
Oh, we're back up to 52. We're going in the wrong direction.
It's all your fault.
We've got some deadbeats out there, okay? Forget about credit cards. We got some deadbeats who don't have workable credit cards. But we're still got almost half of them gone. We'll do it. Because once they're gone. WQAM, hello.
John, come on over.
QAM, hello.
Hey, in 65, I was still gnawing on my mom's familiar for...
Yeah, great. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay.
Hey, Neil, listen, when you were on vacation, George was pushing this vibrating sponge, and I want to get my hands on one. I want to know where I can buy one.
WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Is QAM seriously trying to stick it to you like they try to stick it to Hank? If they are...
What do you mean like they tried... Wait a minute. Like they tried to stick it to Hank?
Oh, they did. Excuse me.
Do you see Hank on the air here anymore?
They stuck it to Hank, and now they're trying to stick it to you, and he's a screwball manager, and the hell with him. Goodbye.
Okay. Callers 5 and 6 at this number win a $100 gift certificate to Joey the Baker in Pembroke Pines. 1-800-227-0560. That's our contest line. Callers 5 and 6, 1-800-227-0560. Win a $100 gift certificate to Joey the Baker in Pembroke Pines.
Oh.
Wow, that's pretty good stuff, huh?
They win 100 or 50?
It's, you are impossible, man. What word did I read wrong on this piece of paper?
I don't know if you wrote that wrong.
Callers 5 and 6 at 1-800-227-0560 win a $100 gift certificate to Joey the Baker in Pembroke Pines. Not a $50 certificate, not a 5-cent certificate like Chris is going to get.
Well, that
a $100 certificate, you schmuck, you idiot, you simpleton, you. Why do you take the simplest of things? On a rare occasion when I get something right, which I read that just brilliantly, how difficult was it to read those 20 words,
I don't know, but they still
and you have to complicate it. Oh, is that 50 or is it 100? It's got nothing to do with that other thing. It's just something they're doing to be nice.
They're getting 2 50s.
If you don't stop
this is
right
important
now,
information people need to know.
People need to know what?
That it's 2 50s instead of 100.
We got 52 left, by the way, of the other ones. See, you're complicating matters right now.
What are you talking about?
Shut up. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes.
Hey, can you tell me what's good for heartburn, man? I got a lot of heartburn. I don't know what's good for that.
WQAM, hello. I'll tell you what's really good for it. Works every time. QAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, can we get rid of Jerk Jackson and bring back the Crow?
QAM, hello.
Yeah. I'm here to win the ticket.
Oh, all right. I didn't think he sounded old enough for that, but maybe he is. In South Florida, you could be a fetus in South Florida and old enough to snore around. We want to snore around for something free. Yeah, I got something free for you. Same thing as the other guy. So we're stuck on 52. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Nothing has happened on there. Well, it's a little bit like you said, There's a limited, we'll do whatever we can. We're doing the best we can. This business of being in a big hurry, like Chris always says, when you got 100 of them, it takes time. Isn't that what you always say?
Correct.
Don't say any more,
51.
WQAM, hello.
John, better come over.
QAM, hello. WQAM, hello.
Hi, may I speak with Neil?
Speaking.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
Listen, I got a question for you. How come you don't do any commercials anymore?
Because they don't sell any.
No, I mean, I hear Joe Rose all the time.
Yeah, well, that's what they sell. They don't sell this show.
Answer him again. Maybe he'll believe you this time.
Yeah. What word didn't you understand the first time?
No, the guy's the worst, and he's obnoxious.
Well, you know something? If you don't like the big dog, then don't listen to him. That's my suggestion for you, okay? Do not listen to him. If there's something you don't like, whether it's me or him or jerks or whatever it is, very simple, don't listen to him. Don't have to call up a show and go to a big song and dance. And in addition to which, anybody who don't like the big dog, your taste is in your tush, okay? Now, some of his singing I could live without. There's no question about that. But he's like everybody else. He's got to make a living.
He's going to cut a record. What are you talking about?
Direct from the factory. You know, he is singing. I could, but that's his shtick. You know, he's a great guy.
You can kiss my rear end.
That's right. If you don't like Joe Rose, we don't like you. How do you like that? That's my stance on that. I have a very wide stance. We got 51 left on the certificates. Boy, they started out like a house on fire there, and then we ran out of takers. We ran out of steam. Yeah. WQAM, hello. QAM, hello. QAM. Yes.
Would you rather give it or...
WQAM, hello.
Hey, this is Joe Rose for the Vibrating Spud.
WQAM, hello.
Frank from Mr. G.
WQAM, hello.
Neil?
Yeah.
So they said Neil Rogers did this.
Yeah, and you said that, and we said, bada bing, get out of our face. Boy, you talk about weak material, man. You folks are...
Bada bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
Beyond pathetic. Thanks, Eric, by the way, though, for making my day. That was a wonderful thing he did. You have no idea how much angst there was on this end?
No.
With that, well, you know when you have internet issues, you know what that's like.
The end of the world.
We're going to get this fixed, and I spent time with them on the phone last night, and bada beep, bada boop. 51 still left there on Joey the Baker on those $50 certificates. You pay only $25 and get some really sensational Italian chow. For the life of me, I'll never understand the way this thing works. So there's John Kerry.
Way brings the lessons of the neighborhood, the lessons of the
John Kerry endorsing Barack
and
Obama.
the lessons of his own life to that awesome challenge. And my friends,
there's a really good-looking young guy with a light blue shirt on sitting behind him. Get out of the way, John.
And they're the same lessons that he will take to the Oval Office every day to fight for you as President of the United States.
All right.
Now,
he must have swallowed a few doggy uppers this morning, huh?
Biggest names.
The best
Solid
talent.
something.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
Congratulations. Get a life.
The following conversation is real. It took place in a minivan on a highway in California.
Mommy, I have to go.
Oh, you should have thought about that before you left the house.
This could be a messy situation, but this family has John Star in their vehicle. Just push a button, and John Star is there to help.
Okay, honey, the John Star toilet is in the last row of seats. Go back there and use it.
No matter where you are, no matter what time it is, John Star is there to provide immediate relief.
Mommy!
What now, honey?
I can't go. Billy keeps looking at me. She's making that grunting face.
Billy, don't watch your sister when she poops.
John Star, always there, always ready, never private.
12:31 at 560 WQAM. Happy Thursday from all your paisans. Next Thursday, huge day when those ratings come out, man. I'm going to read every number in the thing, in the book.
Good.
Every one of them. Even the ones stations that are like not on the air yet.
Make some up.
More. 44. We got, so we just sold 7. And we got 44. Like Chris always tells me, just relax, don't get all hyper. It takes time when you got 100 of these. We already moved 56 of them. Right?
Yep.
Don't get all, you know. Well, there's a lot of pressure on us, you know, like, oh, well, we want to see you sell them all in 2 seconds, you know, like we did that one week. Remember that?
Yeah, but that was, you know, for a bar.
For a bar?
Wasn't it?
You're talking about booze? Are you saying we got a bunch of booze hounds out there in this audience?
Yes.
Like Huckleberry, like a Huckleberry Hound?
yes.
You're right. That's pretty good, though. I'll check on that eventually. I'll check on it again. Keep your eye on it, Chris. There's something for you to do.
Okay, we'll
keep you off the air. 1303 on the poll, though. You topped 1,300 today on the poll. What's your take on these polls? What's your take? Oh, here's the article about Michael Bloomberg. He's inching closer to running. Isn't that great?
Whatever.
Bad news. And you want to know, forgetting about anything else, whether he's a competent mayor, whether he knows what the hell he's talking about, forget about any of the other things. What's the main reason he hasn't got a Chinaman's chance in hell of getting elected? Michael Bloomberg.
I don't know, he's Jewish?
Well, there you go.
Oi!
He's got about as much chance of getting elected president as he has getting hired at QAM. WQAM, hello.
Hello.
WQAM, hello. QAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to talk to Neil.
Speaking.
I'm coming to get you. Join the Iranian Navy now, Neil.
567-0560, pound 560. That was John McCain doing a voice, wasn't it? For sure.
Sure.
You could tell by that puffiness, that's the sound from his cheek, you know, the one on his, not the one on his face, the one on his fat ass. 567-0560, pound 560 in the Verizon Singular wireless line on a singularly fine Thursday. It's okay. Not spectacular. It's all right. I guess I better get back on that because no more of them are moving. We got 44?
43.
43. See, you didn't even open up a mouth. I had to ask.
Well, you told me not to talk, so you know.
No, I didn't tell you not to talk about that. I said don't talk about other crap. Like about confounding and confusing. Now, did those people call in and get those $100 certificates?
I do believe so.
Good. WQAM, hello.
I'm the Jew and I got tapeworm.
We don't care. QAM, hello.
Listen, Mama,
See what I mean? Now, this guy, the only good thing I could ever say about that guy was for all those 80 years that he's been doing that, it was always once a day. Am I right?
Right.
Yesterday, he decided he was going to do it twice. And when he called earlier, my name is Joe, and what do I know, and I really blow, like that. And I said, okay, once. But he can't control himself.
I have no life.
These people cannot, and the word is obsessed. Even people who fax us, I'm all through with you, and you're not, you suck. You know, I don't want to mention any names, because I'm not going to, because that's what they're looking for.
Oh, yeah.
Even those people. It's like a sickness. It's like a disease. An obsession.
Mm-hmm.
Which is another reason it's a good thing to be 1,200 miles away. Good golly. Too much time on their hands.
I have no life.
I mean, anybody that's got time on their hands to make these calls and to send those faxes obviously got too much time on my hands. Who did that song?
Sticks.
Oh, yeah, stick it to them.
All right.
Stick it to the ticket. So when are we getting the announcement from Joel Feinberg that they're shutting that turkey off over there?
I don't know, any minute now, I'm sure.
Oh, maybe that's what the deal is. Oh, we're back up to 48. We just got 5 more back. Okay, I'm not looking at that anymore. Okay, whatever we do, and the food is great, and it's a wonderful place, and we wish them all the best. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
That's why people aren't doing that anymore. Is because it's been a little bit on the saturated side with that. You know what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
I'm saying, que sera, whatever it'll be, it'll be. There's some good music for us. Let's play that all the day, every day.
We're going to play all their hits.
WQAM, hello. QAM. All Sticks Radio, QAM. WQAM, hello. WQAM, hello. QAM, Bird Jr. QAM, hello.
Yeah, I just want to speak to Neil.
Speaking.
Neil?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I was calling concerning Barack Obama. And what I was going to say with Barack Obama is that, I think the Republicans do want him to win, simply because, if they got him winning, then they don't have to worry about doing anything to Hillary.
Doing anything to Hillary? What does that mean?
Well, in a sense, if Barack Obama is the man, then they don't have to worry about damaging Hillary, because simply the fact is that Barack is an easier target being that he's an African American. I mean, I'm an African American myself, and I know that nobody wants to see even if he is legit, want to see him in the White House. And so, like Hillary, then they don't have to damage her credibility, and Barack would be.
If she had any, which she doesn't, of course. See, that's that defeatist attitude, baby. That's not what we want. We don't want no defeatist attitude. Well, he's black, therefore we can't. That's not his attitude. And if you adopt that attitude, that's unfortunate for you and unfortunate for the rest of us, too. That's sad. When that South Carolina primary comes up, I'm going to tell you, all the dark folks better get out there and vote 4 or 5 times for Obama, as opposed to this, well, he lost in New Hampshire, therefore, we can't win, and it's a waste of time. Yeah, right. That's what they want you to think, is what you're spewing there, sir. They want you to think that crap. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Yeah, Neil.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Just if you can do me a favor, please stop reading those those headlines.
Rattle?
Every day, and
no, I will not. No, I will not. Do me a favor, okay? Do me a favor. That's the one. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how's it going?
Okay, sir.
I haven't heard anybody talk about this, but if Hillary does win the election, not that she is, and she does become president, all these leaders in the Middle East already have like a warped view on women. Are they going to even respect her? Are they going to give her the time of the day? Are they going to allow her in like the palace to talk to them? And
if she wears a burqa.
Let me ask you this question, since you're bringing up the Middle East. Is it going to make a difference?
No, well, I don't know.
How many visits has Condoleezza made over there? And she's kind of a womanish guy,
I know, but she's not the president either.
Yeah, get out of here.
43.
Yeah, like anybody you're going to elect is going to make a difference in the Middle East. Sir, don't you understand? Are you that slow, huh?
Yeah, she won't be able to broker peace like Bush has been able to.
Yeah, like he's doing over there with his bringing halava to Mahmoud Abbas. Hey, Mahmoud, how about some halava? How about some blintzes, baby? How about some falafel? It's halal. Some falafel for Ehud Olmert. It's just, why even waste your time, okay? With all this caca over there. Caca. That's what it is. 6,000 years it's been going on. It's always going to go on because it's that good old religious hate. And don't forget about the Christians, too. They want their piece of Jerusalem, man. It's the Holy Land. It's the Holy Land, yeah. Go live in the desert. If you want to live in the desert, move to Vegas, okay? That's my suggestion. You'll have a much better time, and the food's better. 1,313 votes. How are we doing on that thing?
43.
40. Back to 43 again?
No, 40.
Oh, 40. See, they'll go slowly but surely, and whatever we do, we'll do, as opposed to Chris getting me all whipped up and, oh, geez, the old man isn't getting it done. Isn't that what he said before?
Well, he said more than that off the air, but yeah.
I'm sure he did.
Fat fag.
The best talent.
Wine, Becky, old fag.
560 QAM.
The sports leader.
Oh, for those nights when you feel like a woman.
Yo, Margot, you feel like a woman?
Yeah, I feel like a woman.
Well, then, hey, let's go get one.
All right.
That's the time for Lady Brute.
Yeah, after a tough day at the precinct, I smell like a man, which I hate. So I splash on some of this stuff, you know? And then I head down to the bar. Hey, you got a problem with that, Sparky?
Lady Brute, when you feel like a woman.
So, Cupcake, hey, you want to dance?
New from Fabergé.
Okay, 1244, 16 to 1 at QAM. Here's a fax from Billy Goat, who says, there will be blood. That's the name of the new movie from the same director of Magnolia and Boogie Nights. What?
Blood.
There will be blood. Starring Daniel Day-Lewis as an oil tycoon in the 20s. Looks really good and bloody. Happy Jew Year, says Billy Goat. Well, what do you think about that?
I'll watch it.
1317 on the poll. How are we doing on those certificates? Last time I looked, we had 40 left.
Well, it's up to 45 because we had 5 fakers.
5 fakers again? 5 deadbeats? Well, that's okay. It's up and down, in and out. Whatever it is, it is. Que sera, sera. We're doing the best we can. The food is sensational. The offer is there, and take it or leave it. Sun Sentinel says, dog isn't this man's best friend. This is from Durham, North Carolina. But there's a lot of strange things happening in the Carolinas. George.
Yeah, I know. It's a strange place.
Said, dog isn't this man's best friend. And his name is Josue, which is not Jose. How do you say that?
Josue.
Josue?
Okay.
How come Chris answered? You're the one that's supposed to know this. And Chris answered it.
Well, he was on deck, man. He beat me to it.
Josue Harrios Coronilla, whatever his name is. 18, drove his black Camaro on the wrong side of the road Wednesday and crashed into the yard of a man who owns 4 dogs, police said. Police found crushed bushes, a damaged fence, an inoperable car, and a fresh shoe print in a pile of dog feces. Following an odoriferous trail down the street, Sergeant Dale Gunter noticed a white van driving toward him. When he asked the passenger to step out, he noticed the smell of booze on the man's breath and the evidence all over his shoes. The dog feces. Harrios Coronilla was charged with driving while impaired and drinking underage and released on $1,500 bail. Couldn't be immediately reached for comment. As if, well, what's he going to say, huh? Bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-bop.
Bada-boop.
Ted Rall, your favorite Ted Rall's
Yes,
got a great column on Smirking Chimp. He says, Mike Huckabee isn't qualified for public office. He may not be smart enough to hold a job, yet he could become our next president. Huckabee's upset victory in the Iowa caucus is cited as evidence that American democracy still works. At a Friday night event, right-wing columnist William Crystal opined in the New York Times, Huckabee played bass with a local rock band. Bass. He was fishing for bass and playing bass. Mama kicks. One secular New Hampshire Republican's reaction, gee, he's not some kind of crazy Christian. Huckabee is an affable, funny, ordinary Joe on a shoestring budget who trounced a slick multimillionaire. But he's also a crazy Christian. And he won because crazy Christians motivated by anti-Mormon bigotry voted for him. In the Republican Party, hate trumps cash. If Huckabee were Muslim, he'd be a radical Islamist. Denying separation of church and state, he said at a Baptist convention in 1998 that he got into politics because he knew government didn't have the real answers, that the real answers lie in accepting Jesus Christ into our lives. A Muslim Huckabee would agree with the Taliban's requirement that women wear burqas. Also in 98, he signed a newspaper ad in USA Today supporting biblical principles of marriage and family life, including one that said, a wife is to submit herself graciously to the servant leadership of her husband, even as the church willingly submits to the headship of Christ. The ex-preacher, ex-governor's entitled to his extreme religious beliefs. His inability to reason logically is what makes his political ascendancy frightening. I feel homosexuality is an aberrant, unnatural, and sinful lifestyle, and we now know it can pose a dangerous public health risk, he said in 92. When asked about his remark in December 2007, he reaffirmed it. Well, I believe it would be, just like lying is sinful and stealing is sinful. Whether gays sin by having sex or by merely existing, I don't know and don't care. What I know for certain is the difference between the unusual and the unnatural, he said. Insofar as the majority of people are straight, heterosexuality is the normal sexual orientation, yet it hardly follows that gays, estimated to account between 2 and 5% of the U.S. population, are aberrant. It may be and probably is that it's normal for 2 to 5% of the people to be gay. Only 2% of Americans have red hair, but redheads aren't unnatural. The vast majority of the world's biomass is composed of krill and insects, but humans aren't abnormal. During his 92 run for the Senate, Huckabee called for HIV/AIDS patients to be forcibly isolated from the general population. If the federal government is truly serious about doing something with the AIDS virus, he argued, we need to take steps that would isolate the carriers of this plague. It's difficult to understand the public policy toward AIDS. It's the first time in the history of civilization in which the carriers of a genuine plague haven't been isolated from the general population. Even though it was common knowledge at the time, Huckabee apparently didn't know that HIV/AIDS cannot be spread by casual contact like a genuine plague. Similarly, Huckabee has said that extraordinary means are being taken to make sure these detainees at Guantanamo are being given really every consideration. Again, he's entitled to his outlandish views, in this case supporting the kidnapping, torture, force-feeding, and long-term imprisonment of children as young as 13 without charging them with a crime or allowing them to be represented by a lawyer. But when he describes this inhumane treatment as giving detainees really every consideration, he's either dumb or he's lying. Nearly 150 years after Darwin published The Origin of the Species, the scientific debate over natural selection is as settled as the medieval controversy over heliocentrism. Evolution is a fact, but Mike Huckabee denies this fact. As a radical Christian fundamentalist, Huckabee believes every word of the Bible is literal truth, that Jonah actually hung out in the belly of the whale for 72 hours, that Samson really pushed down a stone building with brute force. He thinks God made the earth in 6 days, that the universe is 6,000 years old. Never mind carbon dating. I don't necessarily buy into the traditional Darwinian theory personally, he said on his show, get this, the Arkansas Educational Television Network. If you want to believe that you and your family came from apes, I'll accept that, Huckabee said recently. I believe there was a creative process. So Huckabee is an idiot, or is he pandering to idiots? A 2005 CNN USA Today Gallup poll found that 53% of Americans believe that God created humans in their present form exactly the way the Bible describes it. Reported the Chicago Tribune, the results closely parallel those in polls taken over the last 20 years, in which nearly half of all Americans consistently agreed that God created human beings pretty much in their present form at one time within the last 10,000 years or so. In light of Tocqueville's warning that democracy requires well-educated and well-informed citizens in order to function, it's alarming that many of these people vote. There's no denying Huckabee's folksy appeal. He sounds moderate, even populist, on issues like immigration, trade, and the environment. But those sugar coatings conceal the bitter pill of anti-intellectualism, a toxin that has turned the American presidency into an entropic argument against evolution, from Washington and Jefferson to Hoover and FDR, then to the Ford and Bushes, and finally Huckabee. I'm not sure what in the world my view of evolution has to do with being president of the U.S., Huckabee says, Those who deny scientific fact will be wrong or lie about anything. Misrepresenting hard and fast truth is unacceptable. Whether Huckabee is feigning idiocy to appeal to religious zealots or is honestly mentally deficient, journalists have a duty not to treat him like a serious candidate, says your close personal buddy, Ted Rall.
He's the best.
He's good.
I just hate how he pulls punches all the time, you know?
Yeah, like Doug Thompson. Although Doug Thompson's column yesterday, like I said, was pretty wishy-washy, pretty wimpy after the New Hampshire vote. Didn't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're getting to him. Maybe they're starting to pee in his porridge or something like that. Maybe they got him, like, backed into a corner. Maybe they got him looking at naked pictures of John McCain. 1,325 votes on our poll about polls. What's your take on these polls? That's pretty good. So, you know, all this, oh, we don't like the poll. We hate, well, you stop talking about the poll. No. George doesn't talk about the poll when he's on. He talks about sign language.
And pie.
And what?
Pie.
Pot?
Quim.
Pie?
Yes.
What kind of pie are we talking about? I know what kind of pie you're talking about.
Quim.
What's your take on it? Don't, just cut the crap, okay? Cut the crap. Everything's coming up roses. Joe Roses. Your take on these polls, I enjoy them, 633, 47.7%. Almost half. They're okay, 402, another 30.3%. So if you add those together, and what do you got? 40 and 33, even you can do that. 77, that's what you got. Who cares, 189, another 14%. Get rid of them, 70. 5.2%. No, I will not do that. Get rid of them, come on. No. And I hate them, 31. 31 evil people full of hate and hostility, which
I have no
I can't imagine that in South Florida. Can you?
No, not here.
But we do have 1,325 votes. Another 75 for 1,400 would make Chris a very happy man. Are we still stuck on, what do we got, 80 left now or what?
Down to 44.
44. We were down to 40, now it's back up to 45 and now down to 44. On the certificates from Joey the Baker. Great food, good deal. And like I said, take it or leave it. Here's the facts from Mark, who says, I heard you mention the paper ballots in New Hampshire. Actually, they use both paper ballots and voting machines, depending on the municipality. I didn't say anything about the paper ballots. The caller did, and then we had a fax. Interestingly enough, on this analysis, Obama won the paper ballots by 7.5%, and Hillary won the machine vote by 5.5%. I'm not suggesting any conspiracy, but it is odd, says Mark. Oh, this is the same Mark who faxed before. He says, sorry to fax twice in one day, but I thought you'd find this interesting. Yeah, I had read that. She won the machine vote by 5.5%. He won the paper ballots. See, when you're going to start whining every time there's an election where you don't like the outcome, then they point the finger at us and they say, oh, every election is rigged if it doesn't turn out the way you liked it. And when we know damn well that 2000 and 2004 were both fixed, and we know about those damn Diebold,
No.
I know. There you go, whining again. You're whining over there. Whining and dining. All the dining is there.
Right. Try the wine.
I don't think. QAM, hello. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, I was wondering, how can I send some DVDs to the studio?
Mail?
Yeah, by mail.
UPS?
Good snail mail.
Yeah, but what's the address, I mean?
Call the front office, man.
20295.
On WQAM.com?
Sure.
All right.
You know, you're such a bastard. I'm giving him the address. I'm trying to be a nice guy. He wants to send you some crap, and I'm giving him the address, and then you just, you just blow him off. Shame on you.
Yeah.
Bastard. Maybe he's got something good in there. Maybe he's got to put a 50 in the envelope, too. You never know. And you're directing the QM website. Josh Cordes will pocket that 50 faster than you can say douchebag. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Am I right?
You are.
And next time he comes in there sniffing around for a check, kick his ass out.
He was in here earlier, for the food.
Well, was he really?
Yeah, he was.
Wasn't that great?
Hopped some up, too.
I think I'm going to do? I'm going to send him 600 stories for tomorrow. Now that I got that thing working, that Outlook Express.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look, the Internet is great, but when there's a problem with it, like I said before, it just drives you up the wall.
Sure enough.
Yeah. And then when you get Eric and the server people and all these other, I don't know who the hell they are, all these tech experts, all these geeks, and you get them together on the phone. We had a conference call going last night. What did we get accomplished? Nothing. But when he got on today with the phone people here, they straightened it out. Thanks, Eric. Thanks again for making my life almost livable, okay? And you know when it's going to be really livable?
When's that?
Yeah.
when some people walk out the door the last time in that building.
Biggest names.
The best talent.
The sports leader.
I'm Philip Stone. Welcome back to Presidential Rap Battle 08. Mr. Obama, Ms. Clinton, please take your podiums. Mr. Obama, you'll go first.
O to the B to the AMA. I was a dark horse, now I lead the way. From the South Side to Harvard Law, I've got more support than your sports bra.
Yo, ladies first, don't step to the Hillary. My game is so tight, just call me Phyllis Hillary. I got so much cash, new coins I'm minting. And let's not forget that my last name is Clinton.
Bitch, just go home and take another poll. Gallup's gonna say you ain't got no soul.
You think Tennessee's gonna like you, Baraka? What you gonna say when they call you macaca?
Democrats want a healthy debate.
Bitch, Democrats want to win in 08.
Yo, I've got the passion.
But I've got the cash in. We'll win 08 if we just talk this fashion. Yeah, man.
Word to your mother, Hillary.
I concur.
Whatever happened to old Senator Makakowicz? Remember him? He just kind of vanished in a thin air, didn't he? Remember? Old Makakowicz.
Showing up.
1334 on the poll, on the survey, which we need 66 more to get to 1400. That would be a real, since we're always talking about numbers, according to that one caller. So all you do is talk about numbers. You're mailing it in. And mail this, okay? Go mail your...
Rectum.
Put a stamp on it and stick it in the mailbox. See what they do with it. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, man, I get really fired up when you start talking politics. You know, the problem is, all the wealth...
What is the problem?
All the wealth is with a few people in this country, and until the middle class has a few bucks, we're never going to have power again. I just think we're going to get shaded again, man. I'm telling you this year.
Meaning, what does that mean?
It's sad. It's sad.
Is it sad?
It's sad.
Okay. You sound sad.
It's very sad.
Okay, well, be sad. WQAM, hello.
I'm Ron Powell, vote for...
WQAM, hello.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Okay, sir.
Senator Makakowicz is one of the key advisors for Fred Johnson.
Yeah, well, they both got a Chinaman's chance in hell.
That's where he's been. So I believe he might be in line to be the next coach of the Redskins now.
There you go. Now that religious born-again Joe Gibbs has stepped down for the 18th time, right?
Well, Republicans are big believers in legacies, you know what I mean? So, what the hell?
Maybe we can dig up Bear Bryant and bring him back.
I cannot believe
Fred Thompson's running mate. Or Woody Hayes.
Oy vey. I cannot believe that John Kerry is getting in the middle of this right now. I don't know if that's a blessing or a kiss of death, you know what I mean?
Why is that?
Well, I don't know. I just... You know, I wish the old-time losers would stay out of the way. Donna Brazil opened a big mouth the other day. It's like, honey, you blew it for us in 2000. So, will everybody shut up and let these two duke it out?
Maybe she can elope with James Carville.
He's been a victim of poor breeding already, if you know what I mean.
Mary Madeline, I know. Okay, see ya. Like that, yeah? 1,337 votes on the poll. How are we doing on the certificates, by the way? I dasn't look at it. Well, we still got 40? Well, that's not so bad. That means we sold 60.
Right.
WQAM, hello.
QAM. Hello, sir.
What is it?
One morning you're going to wake up and be dead. You know that.
Yeah, but one morning you're not going to wake up. And we'll have a party. Let's have a party. Woo! Woody is dead. Oh, yeah. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
You ever tried the chicken fries from Burger King?
No.
You have Burger King up in...
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Do you have Burger King in Toronto? Oh, no, sir, we don't have those American chains. What an idiot. Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing, Neil? Hey,
obviously, he's never been more than 10 blocks from his house. Yes?
A guy called earlier today, a couple hours ago, and he was talking about Matthews and the woman he had on. And actually, what the lady said is that the exit polls in New Hampshire, and she is from New Hampshire, this particular talking head, she said that they had a bunch of kids taking the exit polls. It was completely disorganized, and that was supposedly the reason that it wasn't accurate.
But isn't that brilliant?
What's that? I'm sorry?
I said that's brilliant if they had a bunch of idiots taking exit polls.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's basically what she said. But, I mean, I think the bottom line is that it was the reason that the polls were off from the numbers, blah, 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 was a combination of prejudice, of her weepy eyes, and did get some extra women voter. Just a combination of a lot of different things. I mean, people seem to forget she was ahead by like 20 points a couple months ago in New Hampshire.
That is correct.
You know, so anyway, let's hope that Obama can, keep the momentum going. He only lost by 2 percentage points, which is small. And I think one of my biggest fears is Huckabee or Romney getting the nod. Actually, it's not my biggest fear. I think they'd be the easiest for the Democrats to beat in the general is a Huckabee or Romney. The guy changes with the wind. I mean, it's ridiculous.
And changes underwear with the wind, too.
I'm telling you.
Like magic. Okay, have a great day, sir. Okay, just calm down. 1340 on your poll. Do you think you're going to make 1400? I don't.
Yeah, we will.
Chris, you will?
Yeah, why not?
5670560. We're getting some real political heavyweights in here the last couple of days. And, of course, Huckleberry, he's on with Stephen Colbert now. He showed up last night for another Colbert bump, it says. An earlier bump pushed him to the front of the Republican pack, the candidate assured TV comic Stephen Colbert. Real comedian, man, this Mike Huckleberry. I'm not even going to read this. Waste of time, Why even dignified? And why would Colbert put him on the air? What's the point? What is the point?
Make fun of him?
I give up.
Mary McElveen's got a good column here. It's in a smirking chimp. Where are Hillary Clinton's tears for our soldiers and innocent Iraqis? That's an excellent question. Mary, I might have to read that column if I read some more bedtime stories. Oh, don't be reading those bedtime stories. It's like too intellectual, man. It's over our heads. WQAM, hello.
Crisco's around Crisco.
QAM, hello.
I put a potato peel up my rectum.
WQAM, hello. Not there. Okay, that's 3 for 3 is a good run. Like I said, here's that column by Mary McElveen in the smirking chimp. She says, I'd have to say this presidential campaign today just jaded me. The catchphrase that's being thrown around by so many of these candidates is that they want to change things, but as we begin to see the results of both the Iowa caucus and the New Hampshire primary, I do believe things will stay the same. The only change I do see is another name coming after the title president. While the war in Iraq is beginning to pull at the bottom and how Americans will vote, it still remains the single most important factor for me. Yet many of the candidates who are polling at the top and were beginning to win these races have either voted for this war and or continue to vote for war funding. While Mark Huckabee didn't cast any votes since was not in the Senate, still he favors this war. McCain was even a backer of Bush's surge strategy. It leaves me to wonder if Americans want real change or just a change in name. Do Americans really want to chart a new course for this country or continue the current road in which we all travel? If it is the latter, then God save America from its citizens. In watching the CNN feed where Marianne Purnold Young questioned Senator Clinton, it brought Clinton to tears. Her display of said tears sickened me beyond belief. Clinton stated in that feed the race was personal instead of political, in which he said, I see what's happening and we have to reverse it. To this, I would love to ask Senator Clinton, do you wish to reverse it back to when your husband was our president, in which we sanctioned the Iraqi people, thereby killing 1 million of its citizens? I keep on harping on this, but former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright, when asked if it was worth over 500,000 innocent Iraqi children dying by 60 Minutes, Leslie Stahl said, it was worth it. As an American citizen, my eyes are wide open and their deaths are personal to me, Senator Clinton. Many supporters of Senator Clinton will state that she was Bill Clinton's true partner, so she must be held responsible for these Iraqi deaths. He saw fit to hold Iraq accountable due to their noncompliance of U.S. resolutions, yet no one is holding Israel accountable for their noncompliance of 71 UN resolutions. As we all know, Senator Clinton voted for the Iraq resolution, which I've written consistently doesn't hold any constitutional legal powers and doesn't invoke the War Powers Act. She also failed to read the intelligence report proving President Bush wrong, yet folks still voted for her in these races. I just don't understand this. Ms. Purnold Young voted for Senator Obama after questioning Senator Clinton, stating his message was electric, yet he too has consistently voted to fund this abhorrent war. In a past column written by me in which Obama spoke in front of those gathered in an AIPAC meeting, Obama had this to say of any military action against Iran. We should take no option, including military action, off the table and show strong support for Israel's actions in last summer's war against Hezbollah. I've written scathing articles against the state of Israel for launching the attacks and have even seen through photos of our support of that terrorist attack upon Lebanon in this previous article asking who are the real terrorists. You may be saying to yourselves, why am I really targeting the Democratic candidates? Well, to be honest, I expected better from them being the opposite party if one believes they're truly different than the Republicans. I would blast the Republicans in half, but I don't see any change of course, only the same should a Republican become our next president. In a past article commending Congressman Pete Stark embedded are some of the most horrific photos, but not nearly the worst I've seen as I've consistently written and spoken out against this war. I want every single Democratic voter to take a look at those no longer with us, namely our soldiers and innocent Iraqi citizens, and shed tears for them. I ask that you reject the tears shed by Senator Clinton, in which she tried to show her human side, forgetting that humans were killed in Iraq. Do so if you truly wish change. As Obama rails against this war, he's consistently voted to fund it, and remember that too. Yes, the war still is the most important issue for me, and I do suspect many more out there. It's not a right versus left issue, but a Holocaust that's taking place in Iraq. Even the LA Times reported that 1 million Iraqis have been killed during this war, in which I wrote a scathing column asking Speaker Pelosi when impeachment would be back on the table in relation to President Bush. If you add up those killed in Iraq during the sanctions to the ones killed during this war, so far, 2 million innocent Iraqis have died, and yes, it's a Holocaust. Please tell me which issue is more important. The other night I was in midstream writing my thoughts down concerning the Iowa caucuses, but stopped. I just didn't understand how Obama came out on top in that race, and can't even understand how Clinton came out on top after New Hampshire. It just seems to me that Americans don't really want change. That's only the best way I can explain the outcomes of both races, and that includes who were winners on the Republican side. This column is dedicated to all of our soldiers who've lost their lives in Iraq and those who've come home maimed. It's also dedicated to the countless innocent Iraqis who've been killed at the hands of the U.S. government. That's Mary McElveen on the Smirking Chimp. That's her take. 1344. In other words, everybody talks a good game, although some don't even talk a good game, like Swillery. She just sheds a few crocodile tears. She's squirting a few. How are we doing with those certificates? We got what?
38.
38. Well, that's great. That's the first time we've been under 40. Because before you can get into single digits, you got to get to 30, and then you got to get to 20, and we'll get to whatever we get to, you know? Okay,
the best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader. Oh, God.
And run for senator all through the state. People shout your name, Hillary. You will never beat Giuliani. No, sir. The idea seems so silly. Hillary from Arkansas. You fairy. Miss Hillary from Arkansas, right out of the cornfield on Hee-Haw. Husband Billy is a naughty boy. When you leave the house, he'll jump for joy. Whitewater now just a memory. Hillary. Generino doesn't have a clue. No, sir. You and Bill are so damn slippery. Hillary from Arkansas. Oh, I think you should run, honey. Well, hell yes, I do. I think you should devote all your time to it. And I'll just, I'll stay home, you know. I'll take care of things. Taking care of business. I'm a BTL fan, man. Miss Hillary from Arkansas is the damnedest thing I ever saw. You're a sweaty little goofy dog, 'cause you never have lived in New York, so change your mind running Illinois. Hillary! We don't believe that you're a Yankee fan. No, sir! You're a dope-beating bad Democrat. Hillary from Arkansas. H-I-L-L-A-R-Y! Hillary! Hillary!
I'm dying over here. Come on, everybody, get into the spin. Now that he's been in for however long it's been, grin a good old grin, tuck in your second chin, and everybody do the Clinton. Come on and fight over to the middle, straighten up and step light, lean it to the left a little, now lean a lot to the right. Come on and take a definite position. Now do a total turnabout. Shake your finger at the media. See how good they'll be. Everybody do the Clinton. Come on, everybody, join the promenade. When you start to fade and the public is swayed, hustle free trade and stage a bombing raid. And everybody do the Clinton. Come on and slide over to the middle, Straighten up and step light. Lean it to the left a little. Now lean a lot to the right. Bend over, making everybody happy. Now let the other guy lean. Try appearing Jeffersonian, bring another crony in. Everybody do the Clinton.
Oh!
Now step up. Grandstand. Back down. It was harder than you planned. Do lunch with Streisand. Shuck and jive. Now jam with the band. Come on and slide over to the middle. Straighten up and step light. Leaning to the left a little. Now lean a lot to the right. And now a little diplomatic side step. Stomp on the nominee. Start to feel a little ill at ease with your own abilities. Everybody do the Clinton. Now do the old administrative shuffle. In the continental house. Have another waffle. And try to flip your latest flop. Now hang in there and try to keep on trucking. Take it one step at a time. Do just like your mama says. Make good on your promises. Everybody do the Clinton. Do just like your mama says. Make good on your promises. Everybody do the Clinton. All right. Well, he either will or he won't. It's up to Hillary. Everybody do the Clinton. Come on and do the Clinton.
Come on, squirt a couple more, Swillery. You can do it. Swillery squirting. 1,349 votes on the poll, and we got only 34 certificates left last time I looked. Is that correct?
That is.
Correct. 34. That's not too bad. It means we sold 66. Sunset Strip. Okay, 121 at 560 WQAM. Don't forget the Jack Show, Georgia's favorite, coming up at 2. You see, like that column I just read, which, I resent the ripping of Obama, but I read, it had some good points in it, and I understand what she was saying, but there's a problem there, and that is that you've got a field of candidates on both sides now, and that's what you got. You're not going to invent the perfect candidate for the Democrats or the Republicans or for the country or for the universe or for crying out loud, Just isn't going to happen. So you have to pick amongst what we got there, and on the Democrats, Obama is far. I mean, John Edwards might as well drop out, except that he's a stubborn Southerner. Stubborn.
Southerner?
A stutterer. He came in a distant third, in both the primary, in the caucus and the primary, and he's not going anywhere. And Obama's going to clean his clock in South Carolina. So what's the point? You have to look at what the field is. Look at the Republican side, man. You got a crazy person, John McCain. You got a fundamentalist preacher, Huckabee. You got a magic underwear-wearing liar in Mitt Romney. And then Ron Paul, which all the Internet nerds are all crazy about, which he's like the Dennis Kucinich of the Republican Party. He says a lot of things that make sense, and he has got a Chinaman's chance in hell. So that's what you have to do. I mean, it's not the great. Although, I've been putting off reading this because it makes me sick to my stomach. New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg has quietly been polling and conducting a highly sophisticated voter analysis in all 50 states as he decides whether to launch an independent presidential bid, Associates said yesterday. The exhaustive data collection started months ago, and when the review begins shortly, it'll provide the data-obsessed billionaire businessman with the information he'll use to decide whether to make a third-party run for the White House. The scope of the research, details of which are revealed to the Associated Press, demonstrates how seriously Bloomberg is considering running for president, despite his almost daily denials that he isn't entering the race, and the fact, of course, that he's Jewish with a very Jewish last name. The extensive coast-to-coast research effort shows that Bloomberg is willing to dig deep into his wallet simply to gauge his chances of winning and lining up the proper support network. His chances of winning? On a scale of what? Oh! They want a hard-headed sense of their chances, said Doug Schoen, who spearheaded Bloomberg's voter database efforts, known as micro-targeting, for his two mayoral campaigns. Bloomberg spokesman Stu Lozer declined to comment, or is that loser? Shane says he's not working for Bloomberg now, but is part of the mayor's inner circle and makes a convincing and well-researched case in his new book, Declaring Independence, about how a third-party candidate such as Bloomberg could run for president and upset the election this year. Schoen was widely recognized for his micro-targeting work in Bloomberg's first campaign. It was considered a groundbreaking concept in 2001 to gather and use information on individual voters rather than voting blocks and tweak the campaign message, ads, and overall theme. They're tweaking it. The Bloomberg database being created nationally would also be used in the same ways if he were to run, Schoen said, but for now, it'll serve as the basis of gauging potential support for a bid. This isn't New York City where there are 3 million Jews, okay, Michael Bloomberg? This is the U.S., eh? This is the U.S. where there's 50 states, most of them pretty damn rednecky. Using the micro-targeting model, research firms working for Bloomberg are gathering comprehensive information on voters around the country, such as who owns a home, has children in college, where they vacation, type of car or computer, and past political support. All the puzzle pieces will then be arranged to create a picture of each individual. Most of the data already exists in commercial databases that the multi-billionaire Bloomberg can simply purchase. It'll then be analyzed to determine how each voter fits into several categories: strong supporter, persuadable supporter, or potential volunteer, or hate you like poison. Bloomberg's public denials of any interest in running are getting weaker. He typically says only he's not a candidate. But a beep, but a boop, but a bop. All he's going to do is muddy the waters, screw up the deal there. I'm not saying that a third-party, candidate wouldn't be a great idea, but certainly not him.
Mm-mm.
Certainly not him. Although I'm sure the Republicans would like that because he'd be likely to siphon off a lot of moderate to liberal votes. Am I right?
Yep.
He sure isn't going to get any John McCain votes, I don't think. 1,353 votes on Chris's poll. He's going to be very upset because we're not going to make 14.
33 certificates. No.
What?
33 certificates.
33. Well, that's not too bad on there. I think we're doing better than you are.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. That's what Bubba would say. It's all good. Kiss it.
The biggest names.
Touch it.
The best talent.
Look at
Neil
it.
Rogers.
Sports Radio 560
Cut it off.
QAM.
The sports leader.
Ooh, a presidential run. It might be fun. Are you gonna give it a try, Obama? Ooh, you make the voters run. Are you the one? Will we vote for the black guy, Obama? Never step a rock. He's on top. It may be his time, but his name sounds like he's an Arab guy. Woo! Barack Obama. Barack Obama. Barack Obama. Barack Obama.
131 at 560 WQAM. We got the Jason Jerk Show coming up at 2, Mad Dog at 4, and then you got stuff nobody wants to hear. And then the Beast, 10 o'clock tonight, like I said. WQAM, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil Henry is doing overnights on Air America.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why do I care?
Well, because you would be perfect. You'd be a natural.
Overnights?
No, not overnight, but on the INZ as a comedic pundit.
Show killer.
You would be terrific.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
John JV Show Killer.
And by the way, Chris sucks.
He hates
well, I didn't know that. That's a new one to me.
He's a show killer, so I never put him on the
other
other
what do you mean
people's
he's a
shows.
show killer? What do you mean by that?
When he calls
he's
the other
any worse
show,
than any of the other old farts that call in?
Yeah, he is. Literally, like, he's one of those people that, like, puts everybody to sleep.
Let me just make a pronouncement for the audience, which I'm sure any rational person already knows this. We don't care about Phil Henry on this show, okay? Phil Henry used to work with us at IOD a long time ago, a lifetime ago, back when he was very funny and very creative and a good guy. And then all of a sudden somebody got a hold of him and decided, well, we heard enough of those funny voices already, those phony voices. We want you to be a right-wing puppet, a stooge. And he said, okay. And then, of course, he got into show business, and he had that TV show that was on for about 5 minutes, and that didn't go over too well. And then he lost his way somewhere along the line, which is, unfortunate, but that's his problem. We all got our own problems. We all got our own issues. You know what I mean? We all got our own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So all these radio yentas, oh, well, Phil Henry's over here, and Joyce Kaufman is on 850. Who cares? Maybe somebody does, but guess what? We don't. It's like the chronic faxers, like the one you gave me this morning, which I won't dignify by responding to who it was from. Same crap. We don't care. We know it's bogus, number one, and number two, we don't care whether you listen, whether you don't listen, whether you die, whether you have like some kind of a mental breakdown, which you've obviously already had. We don't care. I mean, obviously, some of these people are looking for an outlet to extend their hostility and their frustration, and that's unfortunate because it indicates a severe degree of mental instability.
I have no life.
And that too. WQAM, hello.
Good afternoon, Neil, please.
Good afternoon, sir. Yes, speaking.
Neil, happy Thursday to you.
Happy Sukkot.
Listen, now that Hank is gone, we got one down and one to go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay, great. WQAM, hello.
I have issues.
QAM, hello. Yeah, you got issues, all right. QAM.
Hello.
Hello.
This is Enzo the Baker.
Yeah.
This guy stole my whole shtick over there. Who's that? Joey the Baker. He stole my name. This is Enzo the Baker. For your father. Thank you.
I would take the cake and smear your with it, but you probably already have. WQAM, hello.
Neil, how are you?
Okay, sir.
Neil, before I used to worry about Giuliani, but this Huckabee guy is scaring me, I think he's good enough to fool all those goobers and all those rednecks, And plus, what does it matter if we all know that the red states are a bunch of racists?
They're a bunch of racism?
Of racists. And, they don't count. Even if we win all the liberal states, doesn't he get elected anyway?
All the liberal states? You mean like
all the blue states and, the moderate states, like everyone. He would be elected.
So don't you understand that there are a lot, would you call Iowa a liberal state? Is that a liberal state?
Well, no.
Borderline. Don't you understand? There are all these borderline. New Mexico, how about that?
Exactly. No, but, we're not counting on, Texas or none of those. We're counting on California. The ones with the one.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm glad we're doing this and we're doing that. How about you? Are you part of the we?
Oh, yeah. The wee.
Yeah, he's checking the old wee. 1,357. You're going to fall a little bit short of 1,400, which was a tall order. I mean, let's face it. Ridiculous.
Oh, well.
And we got 33 certificates left. That's not bad. That means we sold 2 turds. We sold 2 turds of these certificates today. It's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's one of those things. It's been oversaturated, overdone, and other people are, giving it up. And maybe eventually we'll be the only place that's still doing it, which is fine. And the food was great. And at least it gets you guys a great free lunch, which is the most important part, obviously.
That's right.
That's right. WQAM, hello.
Neil, last night I witnessed unlawful hallucinations.
Mm-hmm. WQAM, hello.
I love Chris. I want your mail.
WQAM, hello.
Leave Chris alone.
Oh! Now, there's a good segue for you. See, they're coming to your aid. Not necessarily anybody you want to have.
I'm not sure if that's good or bad.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think that one was all that good. Although I don't care what George says.
And how dare anyone out...
I still like that.
Oh,
not
faggots
a lot.
of a feather.
Not enough. Oh, yeah, that must be
That's
why I like it, right? It's a fag
Oh, you
thing.
gays like each other.
I think it's funny as hell.
Oh, it is funny as hell. It was just
it's just been played 40 million times.
That's right.
Which is why you notice I don't play it. I played like 2 seconds of it. Right away you're starting to get surly. I'd much rather hear about the sign language.
That's right.
Well, here's a sign.
Yeah? Look at that.
On the other hand, here's another one.
You're doing it wrong. I'll show you how to do it.
Reply back to him there, George.
WQAM, hello. QAM, hello. QAM, Echo Line.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
I just wanted to tell you the Rangers crushed the Maple Leafs 6-0 a couple of weeks ago.
So?
Go Rangers, baby.
Rangers. The Rangers suck, okay? The Rangers suck.
No.
The Rangers suck. And you suck. The Rangers crush. Well, who didn't crush the Maple Leafs, okay?
Panthers.
No, that's true. I wish we could play all our games against the Pansies. Well, there they go again, trying to peddle Wade Belak like he's a real hockey player, okay? You people in Toronto, man, when are you going to wake up and sniff the daffodils, okay? They keep peddling your horse crap and telling you it's halava. Oh, my God. You think that since this is their life, this whole thing with the hockey, you think that they would know the difference between something decent and something dreck, wouldn't you think?
You'd think.
If you went into an expensive steakhouse and you ordered a beautiful ribeye steak and they brought you a pound of dog dung on a plate, wouldn't you be able to tell the difference? You could smell it. You could taste it if you got that far, which hopefully you wouldn't. Although we did sell 2 turds today.
Mm-hmm.
WQAM, hello.
Stop picking on Chris, his butt.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, George, what's the name of them Goodyear tires?
WQAM, hello.
I'm constant.
WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I agree with you 100%. John Edwards needs to retire. He needs to drop out of the race. We don't want him taking votes away from Barack Obama.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely convinced on Barack. How do you feel about that?
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I just heard that Huckabee, Romney, are going to be going to live in Iran. You know, they say there's no homos in there. Hello?
WQAM, hello. Sounds pretty windy in there. WQAM, hello. Oh, now that was Joyce. I recognize that sound and smell, man, from 1,200 miles away. That was Joyce. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. In fact, I didn't even tell you this, but during the last break, I went out and rejoiced.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
How was it?
3 times the charm. It was sensational, man.
Out?
See, one thing about me, I have the confidence in knowing that when I got a 4-minute break,
yeah.
I can go in there and no problem at all and come back with plenty of time to spare.
I know how long it takes me to do everything else.
13:59, you're going to come up short, Chris. And that's because you haven't been pushing it.
Well, I've been, watching the deals, which are down to 28.
Really?
See?
That's not so bad
26.
after all, is it? 26? There aren't that many left. You better grab them while they're hot, because once they're gone, man.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
Neil Rogers, God.
Ricky.
Everybody talk about Ricky's on the list of stupid sport fools, but they don't know nothing about radio. They can try to make some money, but no, they're too busy helping sport. Sport fools.
What was that noise?
Let me take a look at the security monitor.
Anything to do with sports?
No, just a lot of buildings burning and carnage. My car's okay, though.
Oh, go back to the phone.
Ricky.
Okay, 145 at 560. Speaking of that, so what rumors are you hearing around the building these days, Chris? I think we ought to have a regular segment on the show once a week. Chris's rumors.
Why all my rumors?
Or George can chime in with some too,
Sure.
But you seem to be the bonsai pipeline lately.
Do I?
No, Chris.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say.
I haven't heard anything new recently, so.
Well, what about him? What about the
I told you, I
vultures?
sent him a text like a week or two ago, and he never answered.
He never responded to your text. That's never a good sign. See, that's one of the things that really bothers me. I love my BlackBerry, but there's something that really bugs the hell out of me, and that is if you send somebody a text message and they don't respond in, a fairly reasonable amount of time, like about 10 seconds, I get panicky, what's that all about,
Well, unless it's your girlfriend, you shouldn't panic.
You're just a nervous Nelly, aren't you?
Yeah. No, I'm not nervous. I don't know. To me, it's just insulting when you send somebody who's supposed to be friendly with. Although, I will say this, usually that doesn't happen very often. Usually.
Well, maybe they're busy.
Huh?
Maybe they're busy.
Maybe they're busy doing something. Maybe they're working out in the gym downstairs. That's possible. I know somebody who's down there right now, and that's just as well. You can't get in too much trouble down there unless you fall in the pool.
You sure?
1,361 votes on your poll. You could have made 14, but you didn't care. I mean, 1,361 is such an awesome number,
Yeah, but you know what's even better?
What's that?
19.
Oh, 19 is all we got left on these certificates from Joey the Baker, which used to be John the Baker, and the food is sensational. $50 certificates, you get them for $25, and there's only 19 left, and once they're gone, they're gone. That's good. I think we done good, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
WQAM, hello. WQAM, hello.
Neil,
Yeah.
you ever had a pimple on your penis?
WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think you're really do good on the ratings this next week when you get your ratings come out.
Mm-hmm.
But you used to be a really nice young man, talking to all the callers, giving a lot of airtime.
Mm-hmm.
Lately, you've been kind of...
Yeah, like you, in other words, who have nothing to say?
I got things to say, Neil. I got things to say.
This sounds like a quarter Schlotz guy to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Chris...
Well, let me say it again. Is this the quarter Schlotz guy?
I'm going to Woodbine. Neil.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're going to Woodbine my ass, okay? Maybe they're going to ship your ass to Woodbine. Bury it at the finish line, because you're finished. See, one thing about him, it takes a little while, but after, we're so stupid, like we don't know the voice after the 4 millionth call. It's the quarter slot guy. Now he's too embarrassed to even admit who the hell it is. WQAM quarter slot line, hello.
I'm Wilford Brumley, and I got diet.
WQAM, hello.
Beat us.
Good afternoon, Neil, sir. Have you ever heard of a woman named Diane Rehm? She's on NPR.
Rehm? When in doubt,
Diane
Rehm her out? I never heard of anybody with that name, no.
Diane Rehm, she has a show on NPR every afternoon. Somebody turned me on to NPR recently, and it's good stuff. It's mildly amusing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like your show, mildly amusing.
Mildly amusing. Oh, this is the mildly amusing guy again.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Drop dead.
Yeah, he's soaking in it.
Uh-huh. You and Rosie. Only she's dead. QAM, hello.
Joey Fitch goes ass to mouth.
WQAM, hello.
Put the lotion in the post.
WQAM, hola. Not there. WQAM, hello.
I just wanted to make sure you didn't change phone numbers. You still walking on Queer Street?
WQAM, hello. Well, you just...
I was answering him.
WQ... Oh, he's really whipped up today. That's Joe. My name is Joe. I'm a homo. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I just read on the internet about a couple minutes ago that, I don't know if you're familiar with those guys that were screaming out, like, iron my shirts or whatever.
Yes, that's correct,
that
yes.
Supposedly they're plants from the Hillary campaign.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. If this
Well, you know what you do with plants, don't you? Stick them in the ground. WQAM, hello.
Check your blood sugar. Check it often. Call Liberty. They can help you live a better life.
WQAM, hello.
All right.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Now that I'm 100 years old, I wonder if I can get those damn strips for, not free, but like almost nothing. I can?
You got diabetes.
Yeah.
Call Liberty.
Call Liberty what?
Mutual? I don't know.
Call Liberty. Call Liberty what?
Lady Liberty?
Liberty Records, man. Patient and prudent.
Call Liberty on the phone.
To me on Liberty Records. You don't have that, I'll bet. And I think also David Seville and the Witch Doctor was on Liberty. Liberty Records.
Which one do you want? Patience and Prudence or Witch Doctor?
Oh, whichever one you like. I don't care. Kill some time. We got about 2 minutes left.
No, I don't have it.
What? You don't have either one of them?
No, wait. I got Witch Doctor.
David Seville, he was on Liberty Records. I'm pretty sure of that. What a memory, man. For unimportant crap.
Come on now.
I told the witch doctor I was in love with you. I told the witch doctor I was in love with you.
Are you sure?
And then the witch doctor, he told me what to do. He said that...
Okay, that's enough. Okay, so what did we wind up with on our thing?
1366.
No, I don't mean on the poll. On important stuff.
Oh, we're back up to 23.
We have what? We went back up?
Yeah.
Well, that's not good. We were down to 19. We went back up to 22 because we had some fakers here on the ass end of the show. That's okay. Deadbeats.
Yeah. Also, you see that it takes 5 minutes to check out. So if people are slow, I assume they have to go back to the beginning. They can't, people that don't know their own name and address, things like that.
It takes 5 minutes to check out. If that's the case, then why, when in the first 10 seconds, why are like 10 of them always gone, or 15 or 20?
Because those people know what they're doing.
Oh. Yeah, they know what they're doing all right, which leaves our management out, by the way. In case you missed it, Jolly Joe called Norma Kent 2 nights ago. I have no idea why, and neither does Norma. Everything okay? Everything's just great, okay? Everything is just great. What?
That's the avuncular Jolly Joe.
The avuncular Jolly Joe from
Avuncular.
Raleigh, no less. See, we did. Anybody says this is a waste of time, this show, we're not educational. Avuncular, we talked Georgia word today, which he pretends he never heard before.
Avuncular.
Yeah. There's a lot of avuncular fat people running around slapping people on the back. See, first they slap you on the back, then they stab you in the back. The backstabbers. See, with me, I'm a front stabber. I'll tell you right to your face, you suck, you're an idiot, you're a jerk, you're a no talent, you're a loser, Jolly Joe. I'll tell you that. Not behind the back, not behind the scenes. 1366 is Chris again, as in so many other parts of his life, came up short.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
It's Dave in Miami town. All right. At 560 WQAM. You fairy. Men who like talking about other guys are usually hiding from what they realize. They want their nose in an athlete's life. It's a yellow jock strap. Much like that sport holes conceal their fear by talking about sports while drinking a beer. They desire, of course, to be a submissive queer. For some yellow jock straps. Yellow jock straps, yellow jock straps. Only queers want to hear sports all day. Yellow jock straps, yellow jock straps. The management here is undeniably gay. Anyone who wants to hear just sports all stinking day is dreaming about a locker room, golden shower spray. Yellow jock straps.
Oh!
Hey, how about those Dolphins? What a game they played. And somebody's kid with the hurricanes. To talk about it all the time makes you a faggot, I'm afraid. You like yellow jock straps. Churning and burning out morning shows. No interest in learning about radio. Just a sausage party for a few sportful homos who like yellow jock straps. Yellow jock straps, yellow jock straps. Sport holes is seas who on and out. Yellow jock straps, yellow jock straps. They're on your mind to be in your mouth.
Sports, 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 sports.
Sports all day makes you gay. Sports all day makes you gay. Sports all day makes you gay.
Bye, bye, bye! The biggest names, the best talent. And your home for Miami Dolphins football.
Oh, my God.
Sports Radio 560 WQAM. Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Aye.